Hello, everyone.
Hey.
Welcome to MinusOneCHarisma Dungeons and Dragons stream. We are live in person today.
We are?
This is probably
Real?
Are you?
pushing through the microphone. Hello, everyone.
You're really nice.
We got like a new setup
Hello.
going, so hopefully the audio is working well. I don't know. If it's not, then I'm out of money.
Yes.
So.
Then please tell us.
If the audio is not working well, let us know, please.
Yeah, we're starting a new campaign today.
Mm-hmm.
Whoop, whoop.
Crimson Madness. Madness.
Sounds scary.
Yeah, Bobby made my voice sound like this old shantytown singer.
Yeah.
It was kind of amazing. On all the
Really upped the drama for this campaign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Made me a little worried.
Yeah, you're just
Slightly
like,
worried.
we're gonna all die.
No,
Yeah.
we probably will.
yeah. It was
Except for Trust.
it was kind of funny because like we made that
It'll be
really
ironic.
quickly. We made that like promo, and I had this whole campaign like pretty much done. This whole arc like written as much as I could. And then all these people kept texting me and they're like, dude, pirate campaign, awesome. And I was like, oh no.
No.
They want a pirate campaign.
Wait, this isn't a pirate campaign?
So it was like, yeah. So the last 2 days I basically spent doing that and
Yeah, he
and
made,
then,
he made it a pirate
building.
campaign.
Wait, you rewrote it?
It's a ship!
For those of you at home, we have our new camera. Here we go.
The engine.
We got our new camera that shows off the beautiful ship that we have, and eventually, it's a work in progress. It's a work in progress. We have sails that technically work.
They unfurl.
Really?
Wait, hold on. Boom, and then this kind of goes like.
Wow.
It's so fast. Look at that, and then. Boom.
That
Alright.
actually looks way better than I
And then
anticipated.
we can't see what we're doing. We go like this.
I was wondering.
And then if you want to go underground, we go like this.
Is that the bees?
That's the beehive.
Yeah.
Right now there's
man.
there's not much down there. It's literally I gotta get some like furniture.
There's
We meant to
It's
fill it
a
up
work
at the
in
last
progress.
town, but they turned into zombies and we had
So
to
there's
leave.
that.
So
And then this is-
Yeah.
This is beautiful, James.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
really a work of art.
So we're gonna use this boat. Whether we want to or not, we're gonna use this boat.
I feel like James is taking like classes in arts and
I
crafts
know,
and just like
he's
applying them to our D&D campaign every week.
We have like a friend I gotta talk to, Pendo, she's just an amazing craftsperson, and she makes all these costumes that look like legitimately real. Anyways, and I make this, and I'm like,
I mean, it's impressive.
Look at
There's
that.
a lot of hot glue involved.
there's a lot of hot glue.
Is this
Yeah,
a
like
plank?
all
Is this
these
a
little
movable
like
plank?
amounts of tiny
this is
sticks
the,
you broke and glued back together.
little gangplank.
Gangplank.
But look at this. If you want to use the gangplank, there's a little hook.
Oh.
Gosh.
It's, oh man, it's not working right now.
We swear it works.
But it's there.
sometimes, guys.
Boom.
Oh,
Wow. That's so cool.
That's incredible.
Good job, dude.
Gangplank. Or killing people plank. You know,
Yeah.
they're both.
All of the
Plank.
above.
Murder plank! Murder plank!
Yikes.
Wow, that was like
Shoot.
really real. Under
Show off your new mini. That mini's amazing.
It's really cute and fearsome. Ooh.
Cornelia Mini.
Ooh. Ah.
There you go.
There you go. And back a little
I
bit.
got it.
It's a
Beautiful.
little too
Oh
close. There you
God,
go.
where's my channel? I gotta host us. I forgot.
Yes.
All right.
So,
So,
Adjust the screen. I think. Oh wait, did you already?
what?
So we can put this stuff back.
Way too small.
There you go. Okay.
All right. You guys are on your boat, sailing,
Ship.
Sorry.
and you start to reminisce about the journey so far. Let's reminiscing music.
oh, that's nice.
This journey that you've been on started way back. At least when you all met in a cage.
Romantic.
Yes. You were taken by the Ashen Riders in a cage, and you guys were being sent to a death labor camp called the Pit. You guys escaped that, got away, and but some of your loved ones didn't get away. So you guys were on a mission to get your loved ones out of the pit. You guys headed to Capital City, and you found that there's this mysterious man named the Bourgeois who was going to help you guys get into the pit and get your friends out. And you found out he lived underground in this place called the Culverts, which was like the sewage system, but it was basically this old city, the ruins of this old city that Capital City had just been built on top of. And you guys went down there, and you saw a strange ghost, Eva, the long-lost sister of Rezik. And after saving her, you guys met up with the Bourgeois after fighting an unbutterfly, and Fitz lost basically his left arm and never heard the end of it.
From the beginning, he said
Yes.
one arm. Rest
you
in
guys,
Fitz.
you guys talked to the Bourgeois, and he told you basically that there's an amulet you need to go unseen into the pit, because there's magical forces guarding the pit that would see you immediately. So you guys basically went and deposed one of the mayors of Capital City who had this necklace, named Omar Vasquez.
Murder.
Murder.
Yes,
Murder.
Murdered her straight in front of her two children.
Kill-wise.
Come on.
In front of her kids.
Right in front of her kids.
You know.
She was torturing them. We helped.
Yes,
That's true,
she
that's
was. There was. She was. She was
her.
torturing the
Forcing
one.
the girl to go blind.
She was forcing her daughter blind. You guys defeated Omar Vasquez. You guys got the amulet. You snuck into the pit, and you found the pit was not just a labor camp, but it was an experimental laboratory where they were fusing monsters and such, and all kinds of weird stuff was going on down there. You guys ran in, caused a giant ruckus, as you do, grabbed your loved ones, and split. But not before meeting a small little creature named Hoaxus, who basically started blowing the whole place up, just at a whim. You guys escaped that, met up with Captain Riptide, someone who smuggles people out. You guys headed then to Odgarad, the free city of Odgarad, where you met a man named Thargan Rockspine, son of one of the 3 landing families who started Odgarad. You guys went on a journey with him to help his family with these magic seeds that had grown these trees that protected Odgarad. Oh.
Sorry.
Protected Odgarad. Move that chair. Sorry if it's in your way. Anyways. You guys went to Wildling Isle. You found there was this woman named Erikarati stuck in this stone. And when you released her, she kind of went crazy, possessed by this weird armament, and she attacked you guys. You guys defeated her, didn't kill her, but defeated her, removed that armament. But in the process, Thargan's family seed was destroyed, lowering the protection but freeing his family from a curse. Also, you met the archivist, Theodore, who you've just met recently, back up with. You guys took air karate, and you met a small wildling named Taika, who is now engaged to...
Yeah.
Congratulations. Yeah.
It's a real proper engagement.
Yeah.
Engagement.
You heard there was a premonition. Someone that looked exactly like Dresden had told you to come to Caravella Town.
Yeah.
And on your way, you guys stopped at Seashell Viday, or the Savage Coast, which was Seashell Viday, Timboton, First Ron, House Brew Hill, and the Red Mud Tide.
Never going there again.
This big collective of farmlands, and Pup got in a little bit of trouble and was captured by the Alistar Corporation.
We all got in a little bit of
A little bit of, yeah.
I
a little.
almost died.
Yeah, well, that's kind of par for the course. Trust always almost dies, and then she very almost died. You guys then headed to Caravella Town. You met the 5, who were these chosen, who were supposed to go and defeat evil far to the east in this place called the Darthwood. They set off, and you guys followed them into the Darthwood to find this person, this prophet that had asked you to come. And you get there, and it was full of undead. These skeletons, hordes moving in giant groups. You guys went to this little town called Bluetime, run by this man named Daye, who is the spitting image of Dresden, who told you that this god, this legendary being named Elazar the Deathless, had split himself into 10 different pieces, taking parts of the world, in order to protect the world from something. And he didn't quite reveal too much. Yeah. And it was revealed later that they were protecting you from the Seraphim, this race of beings that alien to Aventide, which we found Pup is half of.
Beings of pure chaos, which
Beings
explains
of pure
a
chaos,
lot of Pup.
which yes.
Sorry.
So to keep them out, Elazar made this barrier, and he split himself into 10 parts to protect this barrier. Unfortunately, the barrier's been breaking down, so Elazar is starting to wake up, and his mind is scattered into 10 different pieces. And so generally most people think if this guy wakes up and his brain is scattered, he might literally destroy the whole world. So you guys went on a quest to collect the 10 different pieces of Elazar's psyche. You guys collected one, the first one, Luthen. You guys had traveled to a place called Gottheim, which was in Bluetime. It was a small portal that only Pup could open because only the Seraphim could go through these portals. You guys got there and you found out Luthen was this zealotous, crazy cleric who ruled with an iron fist. Anyone who broke the law in even the smallest way would be slaughtered on the spot. Children weren't exempt. You guys had basically defeated him. TLDR. You guys went in. He was basically a crazy jerk. Trust almost died. And we found Quinquano, one of the Seraphim, just kind of wandering around. Quinquano, like the Seraphim only the Seraphim could travel through these portals, but the Seraphim couldn't survive in Aventide unless they had a host. And Pup, being half from the Source Heart, where all living things come from, could survive. So, Quinquano merged with this guy right here.
It's a little water dude, right?
Little
Quinquano.
water dropper.
Wait, he was a Seraphim?
Yeah.
He was a Seraphim.
I
Merged.
missed that.
And also, we met another Seraphim named Fifi, who apparently, as we know, loosely know, is Pup's mother. But that's been kind of a gray area since...
Yeah, we left.
Yes. They defeated Luthen.
Yeah.
They got out of they went back to Blutheim, and Daye said basically like, I'm the last, I'll be the last being that you absorb. I'll help you out until you absorb the other ones. And this guy was shady as all hell.
Yeah,
so everyone's just waiting for the other shoe to drop
I think
on
because
that.
it was the only way we thought we'd get out alive.
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah, you made a deal with the devil, basically, to work with him while you could. He showed you where the other aspects of Elazar were hidden away. So you guys headed off to the Labyrinth, but you made a stop at Kaldar Nix, this place covered in ice. There was a small volcano underneath it, which let out these giant hot springs under the city. You guys found out that they make these magic runes and imbue them onto weapons and all kinds of stuff, armors, gadgets and such, to give them special powers. And you guys had to fight a baby Ramoraz. This baby was 25 feet tall, and it was this giant kind of worm thing that could just ignite its body on fire. Trust thought it would be really fun to run up to it and attack it.
Yeah, definitely wasn't
And it
possible.
basically ate Trust. Trust almost burned alive, but in her last gasping breath, used this power, this innate power that she has as a tiefling, to use other people's souls as energy. Wrapped herself in this cocoon that put her in a stasis just before she died. And so Trust went into a stasis. We quickly met a dwarf named Maeve. Interestingly enough.
Interestingly enough.
Yeah. Who was on a quest to find Hojo, which was a city in the Labyrinth that these guys were headed to. Surprisingly. So, you headed to the Labyrinth.
What are the odds?
You met the Fisher King, who was this crazy weird
Fisher
dude.
King?
The Fisher King.
The Fisher King.
And on your way to the Labyrinth, you found these things called pleasure blossoms. These giant flowers
not
that
pleasure.
would just give you this
They were pretty
Misnomer.
nice.
ecstasy, this euphoria. You would just
Cornelia
go
liked
to a
them.
place. Cornelia tried her darndest to kill herself.
She really wanted to die.
They would basically, they tempt you in with these alluring spores, and then you walk into its mouth and they digest you while you're tripping balls.
Slay.
Basically,
Yummy.
Cornelia fell deep under its guise and did everything she could to try and get into the stomach of this thing. Actually made it into the stomach. Dresden had to run in, dive, grab her by like basically by the scruff of her neck, and rip her back out of this pleasure blossom before it absorbed her. Unfortunately, the mucus of this pleasure blossom, like Nair, causes you to lose all your hair. So Dresden and Cornelia basically became
Kelwise.
hairless.
Kelwise.
Oh, and Kelwise.
Yeah, they were
but
bald, but I
Kelwise
think-
was just like a
Yeah.
It was
No,
patchy.
he had
Parts
like
of
lost
my
half
hair.
of his hair.
Oh.
Remember how
It was
to cut
patchy.
it?
Which is such a
Yeah.
shame because he has a beautiful head of hair.
Yeah,
and
his
a
beard.
full like.
You lost your
chest hair.
beard, huh?
And his
Oh,
luscious
the chest
chest
hair.
hair.
Good
I
times.
feel like
Yeah.
right now you have some
coming
like
back.
good shadow pack right
Yeah.
now, right?
Yeah, definitely. It's
Yeah.
been a couple weeks.
You guys discovered that there's this moving portal in the labyrinth to get into Hojo. On the back of this giant spiraling, this little rock person, or rockadillo, as we called them.
No, my friend.
And you guys found out that the small, tiny little spiralings, their shadows always point towards the portal. And so you followed their shadows, found this portal, on top of which you found there was a winged lizard creature, reptilian winged creature. It was not a dragon.
Not a dragon.
It's not a dragon. You found a not a dragon.
Not a yeah,
at the top.
Of course not.
It basically slaughtered Fitz. And you grabbed his body, you jumped through the portal, and on the other side you found yourselves in the land of Hojo, which was also purgatory. This holding space that souls go to while they're waiting to be rebirthed into the source heart. And Fitz pops back up as a ghost, as you found thousands and thousands of ghosts were in. And you guys went on a quest in Hojo to talk with the Empress, who is one of this mythical group called Serenity. And you found out Hojo is like this giant casino where you bet with people's souls, and there was just craps tables. There was
Unexpected,
Not what we were thinking.
an under thunder show where men dancing and taking off their
Hey.
their and Dresden made a deal with the Empress to get rid of this creature called the Guardian, which was cutting into her profits. If you got rid of him, he could talk, and then the Empress, who we found out was Trust's mother, would revive Trust. And
Yes.
yeah, we
Oh,
found
did we
out.
find out afterward when I wasn't
I mean,
here?
yeah, and not only
Oh.
Trust's mom, but also Einbach, another segment or fragment of Elazar, was with her, right? It was like enslaved by her.
So
yeah.
we found out there are two more aspects of Elazar in here: Einbach and the Guardian himself. The Guardian trying to stop. Zess had been corrupting souls, manipulating all these souls in purgatory. So when they were reborn, they were corrupted, and it was causing distortions in the source heart. So you guys went on a journey to find the Guardian. You found him, and he agreed to help you. So you collected that fragment of Elazar, the Guardian, and you went off to collect not only Einbach, but talk to the Empress about trying to get Trust back. There was a mercenary named Marx who had been trying to thwart you whatever you pass. He was kind of the right hand of the Empress, and we'd found that when you met the Empress, she was kind of under this... she had been through hundreds and hundreds of years of just kind of heartbreak. And she was drunk and high and on anything she could do to kind of numb her emotions. And Marx had been using her, and in a fit of revenge, he tried to kill her. And you guys fought Marx, defeating him and Einbach, who kind of went crazy. And with the Empress's last breath, she brought Trust back to life, but she couldn't do it without a soul. And so Fitz gave his soul to revive Trust. And now Trust has rapier proficiency somehow. And she has advantage in performance checks
just
when
with one arm,
pretending to be a noble or a noble.
Why is that
Noble.
so great for a bard?
Yeah.
That's
really
incredible.
So good.
What?
And all you need was our friend's soul.
All I needed was Fitz. And now I can be a noble.
No blur.
Also in Hojo, you guys had found a temple with the seraphim named Mark. Mark, floating whale, there we go, could eat magical items
hi, Mark.
and then spit them out as something new or different, and could smell magic. Fusing with Cornelia, we found out it had to be ingested somehow, whether it was a whale suppository or a whale pill.
It's two options.
Cornelia decided to take the pill, and the whale.
Good choice.
The whale also acts as a bag of holding. As long as Cornelia puts it into the bag of holding, as long as it goes in her mouth, she now has a bag of holding inside.
Wait, so she ate Mark and now.
Her
Now her-
tummy's a bag of holding.
Her
Yeah.
tummy's a bag of
Yeah.
holding.
Wait, so she had never mind.
Yeah, exactly. There's
Yeah.
questions.
There's questions.
There's
Yeah,
questions.
there's definite
Glad I
questions.
chose the mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Solid.
Yeah.
Solid plan.
All right,
A lot of conversations about watches.
get this.
Um,
You guys left
comfortable hunk of metal.
Hojo with Einbach and the Guardian, 2 more pieces of Elazar's, and you guys found out that there's another portal, an anomaly with Elazar's essence, way off in the ocean to the east somewhere, off maps, off the known world, and so you guys headed to this small town named Zurok. To just resupply
Sorry,
and get your stuff together. And you guys had been hearing this whole time that all these different dimensions that had been sealed off ever since you guys kind of first broke Luthen out, way back when in the Darthwood, those worlds have started to seep back into Aventide, and so Aventide's going through all these strange changes. One of those changes hitting Zurok, something called the Crimson Madness. This red mist, like a virus that once it gets into you, slowly decays you over weeks until eventually you go insane, and not before your body starts to bloat up, and eventually you explode like some sort of grenade of sorts, and your body, your bone becomes shrapnel and just blasts everything. And not only that, you spread this disease that's in your body everywhere to everything. So you guys went to Zurok, and you guys were having a fun time. This mining town full of blue-collar laborers who turned out to be a lot nicer than they first appeared to be. You guys went there, and you found Old Tom, this guy who basically had told you that there's a whole world to the east in this hole in the ocean. And he was the only one who escaped under the guidance of Captain Seafloor, this crazy captain that you guys had met long before in Underrod. So you guys basically found him, and he had this crystalline necklace on him, and you could tell that something wasn't right. His eye was a little red, and it was twitching, but this crystal seemed to keep him intact. And somebody angrily got into a fight with him, ripping off of his necklace, and the Crimson Madness gripped him. He exploded, sending that virus all over the place, into the worms, into the rats, into the very ground he laid upon. And immediately, it started to spread. First, it was one town member, and then another, and the town started kind of getting very upset at the prospect of being caught up in this virus. You guys made a hasty exit from Zurok onto your boat. This boat right here.
The ooh.
The we'll have to maybe work on
I'll
it a
change
little
it
bit.
back to the Coco
But-
Okay.
3, yeah.
That's good, yeah.
Nah.
The wind blows at your backs. You head out east into the unknown in search of the cause and maybe the cure of the Crimson Madness.
We're trying to get closer to this thing? Alright.
Well, before we get too far away, I think we need to have a real discussion about whether or not we wait for everyone to die on land and go ransack the town, or just leave. I mean, it's being practical. We didn't get any supplies. The ship's pretty much empty.
Well, before we go on for that, I just want to say good job summarizing 77 episodes
Yes, very
in
true.
20 minutes. That was,
Bravo.
I mean, that's
Bravo.
a lot. Jeez, Louise.
lot
Kelwise,
more.
But to
Yes,
clarify,
wow.
right now our journey is we're going to go to the middle of the ocean to find this portal where the Crimson Madness, I guess, is in that area. And right now we have 3 out of 10 fragments of Elazar.
yes.
We're trying to get
And
all
you,
10.
And you
Okay.
found that there's probably 2 more
Yeah.
somewhere in this hole in this other dimension.
Okay. Simple. Easy. Yeah.
On this boat, let's just do a roll call really quickly. Kelwise, you're on the boat.
I am. I'm over here. I'm very small.
Oh, there you go.
I'm so small compared to everyone else.
You're small, but you're at
bigger
the umbrella wheel.
Yeah. Does it spin?
It does. I spent a lot of time making sure it does, but you have to spin from here.
I'm gonna be.
There.
Nice, hey.
That's
Yeah.
very nice. That's very impressive. I'm very impressed by that.
I knew it because I was like, someone's gonna grab this. At first it didn't, and someone's gonna grab it and twist until it breaks off.
Does
Yeah.
this door open?
So it's gotta spin.
Why are you looking at me? Why are you looking at me? Yes, that was going to be me.
Yeah.
Does it shoot?
Yeah, that totally shoots.
Yeah.
You want me to make it so it shoots?
The next
So-
No,
I'll
because
make a real life.
it'll hit him in the eye.
graham cracker boat.
That's okay.
So Kelly,
I wanna
real
take that
quickly, quick, what do you look like? What are you doing?
As a reintroduction for those who may not know, I'm Kelwise Wandergaze. I'm a roughly 3.5 foot tall halfling, the captain of the ship itself. I'm a rugged looking ranger. I've got chops. I generally have a very hairy chest, but it all got burned off, nared off with Cornelia when we were
The
saving
pleasure
her.
blossom.
So waiting for that to come back in and feel like myself again, really.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. And up probably in the crow's nest is Pup. Do you have a mini? Oh, right in
It's
there.
a dog.
Pup generally sleeping in the crow's nest.
More so on that plank, on the mast, right?
Yeah.
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 We call them spreaders.
Nice.
There we go.
Nice.
Yeah! Okay, so hi, my name is Pup. I am a changeling monk. Kind of just look like a super, like, rough
Give us a second.
wolf kid. Okay, so I got, like, the wolf ears, just kind of always scruffy, probably just always dirty, always mouth a little bit of honey or jam left over. Just doing my best and being as cheerful as possible, except for when I feel very guilty for making all my friends die.
Cornelia. What do people see?
I am a 2.5 foot gnome
Oh, let me get the.
with brand new hair.
There we go.
Is the ship cam on now?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2.5 feet tall. I'm really tiny. I'm a rogue. I have like peach strawberry hair and missing an eye, so I wear an eye patch. That's about it, right?
And you like.
Stabbing?
I like, you know,
Stealing.
if it's needed, I'll do a little stabbing.
Sneaking, stabbing, and
I
stealing.
like to sneak.
The 3 S's.
The 3 S's of Cornelia.
Yeah. I like pranks and all that, so trying to throw them in there occasionally.
She picked rogue. I think that's and that's all you need to know. Right? People at home. She chose the rogue class. That's what happens. Rezik.
Hi, I am Rezik Moongrove. I am a human wizard, and I love magic and art and my friends. I'm wearing a blue kind of wizard cloak with a large and oversized yellow scarf with butterflies on it. My hair is buzzed on the side, but kind of goes like this. It's very long and has a lot of paint in the hair, a lot of different color of paint, because I'm always painting and doing things with my hands. And yeah, I generally just love hanging out with my friends and going on adventures.
And
Is your
Rezik.
hair magic now?
Yeah, is it still perpetually waving?
It
That
is.
is correct. My hair, yeah, my hair is always is kind
It's
of
a soft breeze.
Soft breeze.
Wafting through.
Yes.
And Rezik, well, describe to me your ideal date.
ideal.
Bachelor number 3.
That's the number, Rezik.
My ideal date. Well, someone that's good with conversation. That's someone that likes to be creative, like myself. I don't know. I'll find that right person eventually. This heart has been wandering for quite a while.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right. I'm lost.
You got one left.
Guys, you're standing on the boat.
Oh, got one
You
left.
got one
You're
left.
standing on the
he
boat,
does.
Oh yes. Okay.
and you hear something familiar. Something angry, primal, coming from below deck. That's fine. Trust.
Yes.
Your eyes open. Creaking sounds of a boat. The sway of waves around you, the smell of salt in the air. And you had been, the last thing you really remembered was getting swallowed by this giant monster. And as the players know, you had been in a coma for weeks before Zess, your mother, whom you barely met briefly in a lucid few seconds of consciousness, had saved you when you wake up below deck.
Where's everybody? What's happening? Why are we on a boat? Hello? Bob? Razak? Cowards? Cornelius is a trick?
I think
Anybody?
Trust is awake.
Trust! Bob! Trust! Bob!
I'm just sprinting down as I'm yelling.
All right. Oh my god. Well, I'm so sorry. Your headphones were above volume 2.
We're not sorry. Get right.
Trust, yeah, you feel a little groggy, but you feel this new inner strength. It's like there's somebody else there pushing you forward.
Trust, are you okay?
What happened to you?
Oh.
Wait, don't you look normal now because you aged up like 10 years?
Oh, 7 years. Oh yeah, so I don't
Oh,
know
wait,
if I
you
look
still-
much different. So I have hair now.
Oh, okay, your hair's back. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. You mean you
But,
look 7 years older?
Like 7 years old.
How long have I been asleep? What year is it?
I'm sorry, Trust. I didn't sleep for years. Yeah.
How many years?
And then I come running down, also looking like 5 years older. Or was I 3 or 5? I get those two numbers mixed up. Because I also aged up.
We'll say 5.
Yeah, that sounds more fun.
Trust! Bob! How many years has it been?
How much is a year?
I don't know. How much is a year?
It's been longer.
Is it different?
I'll walk in using disguise self to look like an old
You're
Rezek.
so mean.
Trust! It's been so long. It's good to have you back.
You know humans, they age differently.
Did we do it? Did we fix everything?
No.
Oh. What? Oh, I need to lie down.
And then I'll crawl into the hammock with you because I assume if you're laying back there. Are you in the hammock?
Sure.
I'll crawl in with you and just hold you. Play with your hair.
I need someone to explain anything.
It's okay to
All
have
right.
you back.
I'll drop disguise self. Hi. Hello. Everything's fine. We're not super old.
Well,
I mean,
I did age though.
yeah, we kind of got into some trouble. It's technically maybe not been many as this old as we. How much is a year again?
it's a lot of fives.
Is a year the same thing as when it's cold, really cold out, and then it's really cold out again?
Yes.
It has not been one yet.
All right. What's going on?
Yeah, it's a fair question. First off, it's good to have you back. How are you feeling? You need some water? Do you need some food?
Yes, and yes.
All right.
I feel groggy and not quite right.
Okay.
Want some honey?
Actually, maybe, yeah.
Let me gather some food and stuff for Trust. Why don't you explain what's been going on, Killwise?
Get the pastries!
The pastries! Yes, the pastries. The pastries. Yes, the pastries.
They're not poison.
And have Steve grab her a glass of the ale as well. Oh,
All right.
yeah.
Or there's some berry wine too.
Steve.
Oh. We met
Oh.
him at Hojo.
Yeah, Steve.
Oh yeah, we went to Hojo.
I missed it. Oh, did you find my mum?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was an empress.
Oh, wow. Anything else?
She
Or...
rolled over all of Hojo. And you will love this. So you know how we're trying to find all the Dresdens? She had one of them, and it was basically like her spicy time slave.
She had him on a leash.
So your mom had Dresden on a leash. I just want you to visualize that and just keep that in your brain forever.
There's the control over. Nice. The other part. Ugh.
She kind of made everyone feel that way, though. Like, I felt that way, and it was very uncomfortable.
All right. Well, did you find out anything about her? Why she left me in that dump?
Well, she has a lot of kids, and I think she's made bad decisions, but maybe she made a good decision to let you free?
All right. What does any of that mean?
All right, we have all the essentials. I have cheese. I have some grapes here. I got some crackers. We also have some pastries as well.
Yeah, the pastries from Hojo.
And I kind of just put them all just in Trust's lap.
I'll start eating them, but I'm gonna look at you and be like, what happened? No one's telling me. They said we found my mum, but she had lots of kids, but she made bad decisions, and she had a Dresden slave, and I'm really confused.
would've
Can
loved
you
that.
clarify?
Right, yeah. Well, I think they're all having a hard time saying this, but unfortunately your mother has passed, dear.
I did get a brief glimpse, and she didn't look great, but did you find out anything?
Yes, I believe we got some literature from your brother Relics.
Isn't he with us?
No, I don't believe he's with
Relics
us.
stayed.
Yeah, he
Oh, he
stayed.
did it.
But he gave us, I think he gave us like a
Okay.
book or something, or
Organize.
some
Yes.
documents to go over.
Gave us this ring that maybe your father. It was like a crest, right? With your father's crest on it. So
But we
maybe
knew what
can
crest it was.
Find him. Yeah. what was the name of
It was one of the crests of the family houses in Capital City, one of the major
Oh
houses.
yeah, it was.
It was a clue to finding Trust's father.
So
He's a gnome.
yeah.
Well, it's a gnome house.
Oh.
That's all you know.
It's possibly a gnome.
So
That would explain the size.
you might be born to nobility potentially. That's good.
I wonder if that's why she left you there, because maybe you were with your dad, or she wanted you to be closer to your dad.
Oh, all right. I mean, okay.
Okay, so do you want like a rundown of literally everything that happened? What's the last thing you remember?
That thing eating me.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
you
That's.
hear
I
it?
feel like I felt like that was my bad, and I'm really sorry.
Well, I mean, not really. Like, you were like, let's go do the thing, and then I said, okay. But, like, I said, okay. You didn't make me fight. Honestly, what was Dresden doing in the back not helping at all? What was that about?
I think he had to poop, maybe. And so maybe he was running. I honestly have no idea.
Absolutely useless.
Okay, so since then, what happened? We left there.
We met a nice woman named Maeve, a nice dwarven woman named Maeve, and,
yeah.
and she helped us on our journey to Hojo, along with our new friend Steve
yeah,
as
you
well.
guys were very different.
Very different,
You
yes.
guys were like
yeah.
wildly different. It was weird.
Yeah, yeah.
Not a very nice sounding name anyway, so.
I mean, she was nice.
She was very nice.
For those of you at home that are new,
Shiny lady.
Maeve was was Daye's interim character while we got Trust back.
But yeah, we went to Hojo, and we.
Hojo. We almost died a couple times. There were
Getting to
these things
Hojo.
called leather daddies. We met a fish's king.
Mm-hmm.
We met Steve, who's bringing you some ale. You'll meet him soon. He's
Mm-hmm.
cool. You think you'll like him. He's pretty weird.
All right. That's fine.
What else we do? We went to Hojo.
Yeah, Hojo fell apart, and
Hojo fell apart.
Yeah.
We got a couple of aspects. Two.
That's good.
We got two.
Two Elazar
Two.
pieces. That's
All right.
good.
So we've got 3 you told
3 out of 10.
3 out of 10. All right. That's better than 1. I mean, okay, you can fill me in later, you know.
Take it slow.
I just
Want to know more about your mom?
Yeah, just anything you found out. I mean, I don't really feel sad. I mean, I'm sad she died, but I never knew her, so... But I just wish I could have found out more.
I think
so anything
your mom,
that you found out is all
I think your mom and my dad used to hook up.
Do we know your dad?
Elazar?
Oh, that dad.
Yeah.
Alright, not the one with the
Right,
scar
right.
in the music box.
I mean, it might be the same one. Maybe the skybox guy is like an aspect. I have no idea who
So
that
does
is.
that mean we're like half related?
Yes!
Cool!
Yes!
Yes!
Unconfirmed.
I agree. I think they are actually. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if excitement is facts, then yes, they are.
Wait! And you're a gnome, and you might be a part gnome, so if you guys are related and we're related, that means we're related!
All related.
Yeah!
The stream just becomes screaming for the rest of the
All right, I'll let you two enjoy your screaming contest here.
Wait, was there paperwork? Or
Here's
something?
the
Okay.
literature your brother gave us for you to
Oh yeah, I
read.
know your brother.
And
Well, that's cool. Maybe we can find more of my siblings.
I think that everyone who maybe has horns like you might be related to you, because I think that she's like the mother of all of them.
Yeah.
Your mom was like the mom of all of them.
Does that mean I'm related to Kate? No, she didn't have horns.
No, she was not tiefling.
She's not tiefling.
She was tiefling.
She was.
Ooh,
Ugh.
that raises some questions.
I'll tuck that back away. I'll push that down.
If you had remembered, you guys had
Another
fought.
day.
What in the
You had
Leia is
fought.
going on here?
You had fought with Kaith and Balg, and she had transformed into a very similar
Right.
shape as you,
But
again,
she was
fighting.
related to those guys that took us to the pit, right? Those were her
who were
brothers?
also tieflings.
They were tieflings?
Mhm.
I don't remember that at all.
I don't know either.
I do.
Yes.
Wow.
Tracton Balg,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Tract Ball, and
Trash bag.
Trash bag.
Trash bag,
Yep.
and
again,
the other one. The other
The
one.
other guy.
Yeah.
We're assuming quite a lot. We don't know if all tieflings, originate from
Didn't
your
she say
mother.
that?
So we will.
Isn't that what the brother said?
I mean, there's some weird implications for
That was
that
the
because
one
to-
then everything is incest, and never mind.
What's
We don't need-
incest?
It's the things that fly around. They're very small.
Bees?
They're like bees, yeah. But
So I
they're
have.
usually-
So I collect incests. Am I eating incest, honey?
I'm just gonna glare at Calawax. Like, make the right decision.
Incest, honey!
No.
I'm just glad that he's not
Yeah.
here yet.
Yes. We'll talk about it later.
What?
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's fine. Bees aren't insects.
Wait, insects or incest?
Yes.
Is insects and incest the same thing?
No, bees are insects.
Okay.
And incest is when family members who shouldn't get spicy.
Ew.
Right.
Oh.
Correct.
Huh.
Yeah, right. Even Cook knows. It's not right.
Yeah, my pack, we had to find like other pack members. For the most part.
For the most part. We're gonna stop there.
I'm like now thinking of like animal kingdom stuff. Like lion prides are pretty crazy, y'all. Anyways.
So, Trust, to fill you in, we had to leave the place we were just at, sadly, because there's a really bad virus going around, like a airborne, turns you into like a zombie, and people explode and
Was it airborne or was it like
I don't know.
bloodborne, like when you bit someone?
I'm not sure. Both?
I think it might have
Either?
been bloodborne.
It's bad. So we're on our way to the middle of the ocean to find the source of it, which
Why are we getting closer to it and not farther away?
it's a great question, actually.
To fix
I'm
it.
beginning to wonder about that myself.
Well, we're going to the middle of the ocean to find the portal. We
do
might
need to
run
find the
into
aspects.
a little bit of this crimson madness along the way. Hopefully not.
I think the guy that I was talking to said it was like at the top, and then the safe zone was down the waterfall. There was like land, but I think if we get past the Crimson Myth,
Wait, has anyone heard from Rasma or any of the others looking at the other portals?
Yes, we would appreciate if you can talk to Rasma with your ring tonight possibly.
I have a ring.
Yeah, you have a
It's
moon.
been a really long time. You killed me immediately after leaving.
I didn't kill you.
I did.
No, Dresden did. One shot could have helped.
That's true. That thing was almost dead.
It's almost dead.
I had to do all the work.
You had gotten a ring from Rasma, and he had said, every full moon you can communicate with each other.
How many full moons has it been since I went out?
It's actually coming up tonight, actually.
Wait, but how many has it been since I went?
Oh, how many has it been?
It's
I
really
don't
only
even think
been
it's been
about
one.
one.
Yeah.
Right, so he's probably not too worried.
Why do you want him to be worried?
No! He needs to do the thing, not come looking after it for us.
Mhm.
He needs to stay the course. Right?
Yeah.
Why are you looking at me like that?
I just missed you.
I missed you too. Well, I mean, did time pass or was like yesterday I was getting eaten?
I mean, to you, it's been maybe 20 minutes.
Okay.
Your body feels like very sore, like you were sleeping for a very long time, as you were. So you can feel that kind of fatigue, but it's as if you fell asleep and woke up.
Okay.
so Trista couldn't hear us. Anything
Yeah,
that
there was
going on?
because you did the check-in.
Yeah, but that
where-
was just
yeah, okay.
being
Yeah,
stupid.
Just making sure.
And there's some, there's some,
So she doesn't know anything
That
about
wasn't-
being the mast
That
on the
wasn't
ship.
canon. That was just
there's
me
some,
doing the check-in.
you know, like snippets. You don't remember,
Snippets?
but you're like, man, there's memories somewhere tucked away, and maybe they'll come back.
When you're drunk.
Yeah.
When all good
When you're
memories
drunk.
come back.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes. So, before you speak to him, it's important for you to know and to relay to him that basically in Hojo, which is like the land of the dead, they were misusing souls. They basically were using them and corrupting them, and that way, once they get corrupted, I guess that turns into more core in the real world, and that's how they were working with the Ashen Riders and the Alistairs. I don't know how it worked exactly, but anyway, they were corrupting souls on purpose, and there was a portal from Hojo to the Alistar Corporation's mansion, wherever it's
Always
in.
leads back to the Alistars.
Always out there, always the Alistar.
So, but we didn't figure out anything to help me with my soul magic.
Well, the literature should help you.
Right. I
Yeah.
will read this.
Oh right, and here's we got this ring as well. Mark spit it out. It's just a ring of protection. So hopefully this won't happen
Lots
again.
of rings now. Where are all these rings?
It's always
And that'll
use
give you
another-
1 to AC and 1 to saving throws.
Never enough rings, darling. All right, I'm gonna let you relax a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat this food and read this.
I
and-
got you these pastries, especially because they're from Hojo, and it's like kind of where you're from. So I wanted you to have like something nice from where you're from, so because you didn't get to experience it, so at least you get to have the pastries.
Thank you so much. That's so thoughtful,
But
Pop.
now
Can we-
Hojo's easier to get to, potentially.
Isn't it gone?
No, it's at the top of the spires now.
Oh yeah, we kind of took it out of that realm and put it into this realm.
All right. I don't know if that's good or bad, but good job, guys.
You don't know if it's going to be quite the same, the gambling thing. Maybe it did or didn't carry over. I don't know.
Right.
Let's say we're
Hard to
dealing
tell.
in souls.
Yeah.
No.
Plus
We'll
1
go
to
back
AC.
someday.
Yes.
It
and
is
saving
a
throws.
it's a
It's an
whatchamacallit.
item.
It's an item.
You can give
so
yourself
just,
in
click
D&D
the
Beyond.
item, so you don't have to add things.
I missed it. Who took over power of Hojo?
I don't know how to get rid of
As
that.
we
Uh,
go.
Relics,
I was going for that.
the
Oh, yeah,
first
okay.
I don't
son
know how to get rid of
of
what I just did.
Zess,
Got it.
had stayed behind to
Okay.
kind of organize the chaos. Hojo mostly an empty place now because none of those gambling
Like
spirits.
half the people or more, you think, are gone.
No, it was more like 90% of the people in Hojo were spirits waiting resurrection, and they were kind of eating each other to stay there. So it was really just mostly tieflings, and then those humans from the guild, Mark's group that were there.
Yeah, so safe to assume it's not the same. Yeah.
Definitely.
But we could visit. No Crimson Madness there. So,
At least not yet.
back to my question for everyone. Before we get too far away from land, what do we think about waiting to see what happens to everyone in, gosh, the name of it. I want to call it like Rococo, but it's not. Xerox. There it is.
Xerox.
Something with C's.
How low on supplies are we?
It's not great. And we don't really know where we're going. We're heading literally east into the open ocean. We
Well,
don't know how
all
long
that
it's gonna
food be
take.
tainted with this frozen.
That's a great question.
That's one of the words we can't say anymore.
Tainted?
You can't say tainted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because of Kate.
You said taint.
It could be affected. It could be marred, I guess. But,
Marred.
More importantly is, can we get anything from them? Because realistically, they sort of chased us out of town.
Also, it's not like they're gonna die. If they're all turning into these undeads, kind of, they're all just gonna stay there.
Well,
I thought they exploded.
yeah, I thought that was sort of part of the way the sickness took its course.
we have run this before, right? With
What?
that guy who tried
We have?
to have a trap for us. We knew it was a
So
trap.
you had found a man who had he was like an uncast. Uncast is the race of people
yeah.
who are born with like animal-like qualities. He was an octopus man
yeah.
named Captain Dick Waylander.
Yeah.
And I just like, of course, trust. And,
No, I just.
and,
it's just this
Dick
this is one of
Waylander
the
had
boys I can't feel octopus right now.
a boat.
True.
Fucking Timothy.
Timothy.
I think they visited.
Dick Waylander had a boat that was broken down, and he was like, "Help me, help me!" And as you guys went close, a bunch of fishmen, completely
I
covered in
remember
that
that.
red
I was alive
kind of
for that.
crimson madness, waylaid you guys and tried to attack your ship. Dick Waylander had escaped, and those fishmen had kind of started exploding and blowing themselves up after you guys got off
Great,
the
we
ship.
saw the
I
mist
had,
way
like-
back
And there was-
when, and we went
did.
away from
We
it.
did.
And there was
I had pushed that out of my mind because it was so
Yeah.
terrifying.
It was,
and there
that
was
all
a
horrifying.
there was a large golden chest
that we didn't
right
go
on the
last
yeah,
ship
the
that
chest we
you
didn't
left
go,
behind.
Again, like
Full
Puff and
of
Trust were like,
mystery.
you know it's a trap, and he was like, I've trapped you. So they're like, we know it's a trap.
We literally know it's a trap.
And coming down the stairs, you see a young boy, young boy, with a little bandana, and a big coat on, as Steve comes walking down the stairs.
Don't forget the mead.
And Steve, you see
Right,
a new.
I go back down the stairs, and I come back. I don't come back until I have mead.
We are
Well, the meat is
downstairs.
downstairs. You guys are downstairs.
Oh, lovely. Then I don't even go upstairs.
Go get it.
And you see this new. Well, explain. What does he see?
Oh, you see me.
Oh,
Explain to me. I always forget how tall I am, to be perfectly honest. I'm like 4 feet.
Well, you were
3.5
3 feet,
I was
and then the horns made you.
Oh, okay. I'm 3 feet, three and a half with my horns. You see a tiefling the size of a gnome with like burnt orange skin and like bright red hair like fire and these black horns that end in like red. The tips go to red and like it's been so, I'm like, what do I look? Oh, purple eyes. I have purple eyes, and there's like a scar on my face, and some freckles, and it's just short hair. It's short hair. Looking very confused, very tired. I'm probably looking at you like.
You
And,
had previously only known her as.
Yeah,
Previously
frozen in
known
carbonite.
as
And
Frozen.
what does she see when she comes
Yes,
in?
describe this young boy that
Do you want
James
me to-
mentioned.
Young
Yeah.
boy.
This young boy.
Do you want the long version or the short version?
Yeah.
I mean, yes.
All right. Should I just read the whole thing that I wrote for Bobby like 2 months ago?
Just generally, what does she see?
Generally
What does she
describe what
see?
you look like so that
First
I wrote like
impressions.
a poetic description of my
The
character.
highlights.
Trust doesn't have patience. So
Do it in
no.
the form of haiku.
Oh, a hammock pentameter? Yes or no?
Yeah.
No, about a 5'11" young, like let's say like 20-year-old. He's got dark circles under his eyes because he hasn't been sleeping much. But he wears basically what I am wearing now, only with a kind of dark leather huntsman coat that is full of cuts and patches and things of that nature, and he's got a very elaborate set of holsters and belts on and things like that, containing what has now been dubbed as Fitz's Revenge, which is a lovely name for a firearm. And he's looking very lost in thought. He's not all there, but he does see you.
Steve.
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 All right.
Trust?
Yeah.
Cool.
What's his deal?
I don't know. We found him, and he was running and screaming
Lots
from
of
leather
meat.
natties, and he was hanging out with us. And you know, he has like one of those like boomsticks too.
Oh, the cow eyes.
Yeah,
Interesting.
Yes.
he's pretty cool.
All right.
Exactly.
He kind of has a gambling problem.
Oh yeah.
His name's Steve.
We
don't need to talk about my gambling
He made that
problem.
name up for him because he didn't want to tell us his
Only
name, so
problem
we
if
were
we
like,
acknowledge it.
your name could be Steve, and he was like, okay.
Wait, have you still not told us who he is?
Correct.
Oh my god, come on. Okay.
However,
Thanks for the
Once you
assist,
were
Cullen.
gone, we
tried
met
to
two
get
people
it
who
out
didn't
of
want to tell us anything. It was very strange.
Kelwise with the ultimate assist.
Yeah.
All right. I respect privacy, I guess, as long as you're not evil.
Finally, somebody respects your privacy. My goodness gracious.
As long as you're not evil.
Last I checked, I'm not.
What was that?
I look around
Yesterday.
at my companions.
No,
He said he checked yesterday.
he seems to check out so far. It's been very helpful.
Oh, that's good.
All right.
This is his first time on a ship.
He never seen the ocean.
Isn't that wild?
I mean, I'd never seen the ocean until I met you.
Good point.
You from the desert too? Is it just me?
From Capital City.
Oh.
Apparently, you all met my mother.
That's right, we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, she died.
Very complicated set of events, there, wasn't it? Try not to think about that much.
I'm just gonna start eating and I want to start reading the stuff I have. So
Okay, yeah, you get a you start to read it, and very quickly you realize it's just scattered notes and thoughts, and it seems to be some sort of diary. And it's written in Infernal, so it's tough. It's very, very tough for you to read. This language.
No Infernal. Why would it be hard for me to read?
Well, mostly because it's written kind of like an older dialect, and her penmanship is just awful. Oh my god, is it bad? And it just takes a little while to read through, but you start reading through, and it almost sounds as though Zess, this Empress Queen, in the beginning pages of this massive tome that is her diary, just sounds like a very, very young, doe-eyed girl. And you think it's gonna be a long read. But that's kind of the feel you get from the first few pages of this. Sounds excited. Seems happy and wistful and just generally carefree.
Okay.
And that's what you get from the beginning of that
This
book.
is my new project.
Yeah.
Guess who else is here?
What? I thought we were never going to see him again.
Yeah, he was in Zurach. We just ran into him.
You didn't kill him?
We did not kill him. He's excited to join us.
He was actually nice.
That's
Weird.
surprising.
Yeah.
Very surprising.
It was.
Does he need something from us? Is that why he's nice?
I think because he
Oh.
knows we're on a secret mission. He's curious to see what happens.
Oh well, I mean, even if he's using us, don't mean we can't use him back.
Yeah.
True.
Great. Well,
Help each other.
does anybody need to be steering this thing?
Well,
I mean, you figure
It's
slugs.
not there, slug's
Slugs probably
probably
up there.
Yeah, it's
A
probably
slug,
fine.
they're now hearing impaired friend who had taken care of the boat that they're on for a long time, who will take any opportunity to grab the helm and steer us
Directly
and
toward
steer you directly towards adventure, as he calls it.
potential death.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about Erica Roddy? Is she still here?
yeah.
Where is she?
And Eric Karate, you go back up on the top of the deck and you see like this blur. Oh my gosh!
You're so big.
Oh my god, that's heavy.
I don't have a lot
Heavy.
of tiny things in my
There's there's trust.
I'm working on
To the
it.
left. There you go. There it is. That's trust.
Temporary.
It's heavy. You see Eric Karate kind of just looking off into the ocean, and you see this blur of like this gray-skinned little boy in board shorts and this little wooden mask, and you instantly recognize Taika, just this wildling child, also the fiance of Cornelia, running back and forth, and he sees you, and he runs up to you, and just looks at you.
I look back at him.
And he runs over and gives you a big hug.
I look back.
And then immediately runs up the stairs, and then down the stairs, and then back up the stairs,
I leave
and
him
then
to
continues
his
doing that.
calisthenics.
Yeah. And Eric Karate kind of turns and looks at you. Eric Karate, long teal flowing hair, very delicate, sharp features, and that kind of almost aquatic, scale-like, smooth skin.
Mm-hmm.
And she looks at you, and she walks up, and as you know, she can only communicate through her mind. She puts a hand on your shoulder.
I want to hug her.
Oh, and she gives you a hug back. Just smiling. And then she breaks. Well, it's good to have you back, Trust.
It's good to be back.
How do you feel?
Well, it feels like I haven't been asleep long at all. And also, like, I just was in battle. And also, like, there's someone else inside me.
Oh, well, maybe that's your soul magic at work.
Maybe. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Probably.
Well, I'm sure whoever it is wishes you nothing but well.
I hope so.
So what's next for you?
Well, I've got a big old diary to get through from my mum, I guess. Apparently we're going to fight a disease we know nothing about. I would have strongly recommended against it, but I wasn't around for the decision. So, I guess I'll just try not to die again.
I seem to remember something similar happening many, many years ago, far, far in the Sonata Sea, deep. It was maybe before my time, but my people had dealt with it. Some kind of plague or contagion.
Do you remember how they dealt with it?
I believe they contained it somehow, using magics and the other kings of the oceans.
Kings of the Oceans.
Yes, not terribly likable bunch.
Kings usually aren't, in my opinion, in my experience.
Have you met a lot of kings?
Well, I don't know if they're considered kings, but creepy men in power, yeah.
That seems to happen quite a bit. Just be careful.
All right, well,
This contagion spoke of crazed behavior and erratic violence and such. Although I did read it manifests slowly, very slowly over weeks.
well, if you at any point remember any legends of how to keep something at bay or protect yourself against it, couldn't hurt to try it.
We'll look through my libraries and see if there's anything mentioning that
Thank you.
of the sorts.
Sounds like we could use all the help we could get. Don't know a thing about what we're up against.
Yes. But it looks like you could probably use a drink first.
Yeah.
Oh, and Slug lost his hearing. So
Does that make him better
if
or
he
worse?
if he ignores you, he doesn't mean to be rude, or maybe he does. I'm not sure. Slug is,
That's okay. I
But,
don't really need to
don't-
talk to Slug.
Don't take it personally.
Oh, I would never.
And at the same time, you hear these very heavy footsteps come down the stairs, and from behind you, you hear, "Oi! Yeah, back up again!
Yeah, I am! What about
Well,
it?
that's great!
Great!
Well,
Wow!
why are you not speaking? No one speaks anymore to me. It's weird. Even the ocean don't speak to me no more. Alright, well, good to see you. Oh, it's been okay to see you. What are you doing?
We're still
What are
working
you
on the
doing?
series of hand gestures. Yeah, it's slow going. He doesn't understand very many of them.
You telling me to sit on your thumb? That's disgusting. And he walks off and heads back down the stairs.
Can I send him a message?
You can.
A slug.
And you see his head just kind of.
That's it. I'm just.
Oi!
Oh my god.
Oi, who's that?
Oh my god.
Oi! Who are you? Hello? Whoa.
No.
Maybe I've reached another plane. Maybe I'm evolved past these mortals. Look at them. They don't even know.
We'll meet soon, slug.
Yeah, we will. We show them. We show
Who do
them.
you think he's talking to?
Yeah.
I don't think
a single, maybe
Manus.
himself.
Yeah, maybe himself? Okay.
I honestly don't
What
want
if
to
a
know.
god is talking to him?
Alright, I'm just over here doing nothing. Don't you worry about me. And he
What
goes back
kind of boy
downstairs.
you think would talk to Slug?
The god kind.
Alright?
Who hates his own thing?
Yeah.
And you guys continue sailing on far to the east. Nothing but water on the horizon. Deep on the horizon. And
Hope you all like fish.
as the sun
Forward
starts to set,
And honey.
this big full moon starts to pop up over the horizon.
A full moon?
A full moon. This big golden orb starts peeking up over the water's edge, and trust your ring just starts to glow faintly.
Do I know how it works? No. Hello?
Hello.
Shut up, Cornelia!
Sorry.
Hello?
And slowly, very far off, you hear a voice echoing as if from somewhere across the world, and it's very faint. And it's just this voice that's too hard to make out, but as the moon rises, the voice gets closer and closer till the moon is fully in view. And you hear a voice speak out, and all of you can hear through this ring as it softly emanates.
I was gonna say speakerphone.
We need
In
to
speakerphone.
go cancel, you think?
Oh, yeah. Hello? Trust? And you hear Rosma's voice.
Rasma? Rasma?
Aha! Well, it works. Well, thank God. I was afraid this thing was broken.
No! No. How are things with you?
Good. Although things have gotten very complicated. But, you first.
No!
How are you?
No, it's you first.
Are you in trouble?
Not presently, no, we're fine.
You're in peril?
No.
Just click your tongue twice.
We're not in peril. No, we're just on the... Cornelia, stop it. We're just on the ocean. I've just been really excited to hear what's going on with you. I can't wait to tell you what's going on here. I want to hear what's going on with you.
Well, Agrir and Zakesta, we've been investigating those anomalies you told us about in Capital City. Now, it doesn't look good,
Nothing does there.
but it seems like the anomalies coming from Castle Naxos.
Is that the shut up castle?
And
where
that
they
is
said
the,
that-
yeah, that's the, Elazar is basically his castle.
Yeah.
That's been shut off to the public. That's basically across this, like, mile-long bridge with thousands of towers full of murder holes, and the Commission just kind of positioned there, keeping it. And it's backed by this massive mountain range and cliffside and this huge gully.
Don't the Alistairs have control over it?
No.
No.
Jonathan Gathrin, the leader of the Commission, which is Capital City's army, and he's the head viceroy also of the city. He holds both positions. He's the only one who's allowed in there, and there's a few like servants who swear a life oath from basically infancy, and they work in there, and they're the only ones allowed in.
Okay. Well, we did expect it to not be great in there.
Yeah, well, that's really not great. It's a hard place to get into, as you know.
Yes.
So we're finding a way. Might take some time, though.
Right. Well, actually, something we discovered that might affect or help or add to what you're doing is... Isaac, come here. You know more about this.
And just Rezek's reading a book, or I'm reading a book across the way, and I was like, huh? What's
Come
up?
here to explain the
Are you-
Alistair thing to Razma.
Is dinner ready?
No, come here.
Oh, okay. What's going on?
I would like you to explain to Razma what we discovered about the Alistairs in Hojo.
Oh, sure.
Because
Oh, Razma, hello! Razma? Can you hear me?
I hear you loud and clear.
Can I hear him?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's on
Right,
like a-
Razma.
Pulling up
Yeah,
front.
you have Rezek here.
Yes, I can hear you very clearly.
It's good to hear your voice.
Love this.
So, what did you discover about the Alistars?
Ah, yes. Well, and I explain.
And you hear in whispers, "Hey, Zakesta, go close that door." yeah, and the one in the hallway too.
So yeah, I explain our entire trip to Hojo and what we discovered about the portal that leads to the Alistar Corporation and all that stuff, and yeah.
The Alistars. Well, it doesn't surprise me that they have their hands meddling in that too. A bit of chaos going on here. The Alistar Corporation seems to be splitting. Some following the Ember Rose, some following the heads of house in the Alistar Corporation. As you know, Gaston, the eldest son, had disappeared for quite some time. He recently resurfaced, a little banged up, but he'll survive. Something about an explosion in Caravella Town. That's all I know. But the Alistar Corporation.
We call them
Hoaxes.
Yeah, Gaston is the one that kidnapped Pup.
That's right.
And then we saved Pup, and then Hoaxes came out of nowhere and it blew up the entire boat.
And that's when we ran into the Darthwood.
Yeah.
That's
But,
why we fled into the Darthwood, really.
Yeah.
I think the Alistars are running out of money. And that is causing a giant divide in the family. So, I'll investigate more. Maybe this is a good thing. We can drive a wedge between the main family and the splinter families. Weaken their hold. Maybe even take them out of the equation completely.
That would help. That would help, yeah.
Well, it would certainly help the Edenbow's coffers, I'll tell you that.
Oh, we got 2 more of the Dresdens.
You found 2 more of
Or was it
Elazar's.
just 1? 2 more. 2, yeah. 2.
Wow. Well, that was quick.
Well, not without sacrifice.
No doubt.
Oh, where is Fitz?
Rasmus, this is Rezek here again. Hi. Listen, we probably should hang up now. It was good talking to you. We'll speak to you another day.
Did you find another?
They were just checking out. They weren't looking for. They were trying to check out the portal in that castle that they can't get into, right? They weren't in charge of anything else.
They said that they suspect is coming from Castle Anaxis in Capital City, which is this mega fortress that's almost impenetrable.
Right. I guess we need to go. It was really nice to hear from you. We'll talk to you next full moon.
Sounds good. Oh.
That was Cornelia. I don't know. She says hi.
Well, hi, Cornelia.
Oh, should we leave? Should we all leave? Do you want to have private?
Yeah.
For what? I don't.
Oh, we're
All right,
walking
well,
away now. Bye, Rasma.
I don't want to.
We'll talk to you next full moon.
Yes, next full moon. We'll catch you up even with more stuff.
All right. And trust.
Yes.
Take care of yourself.
You too.
Please.
Oh, I will be very careful.
Good.
Trust me.
I trust you.
I trust.
Hugs and kisses!
How do I turn it off?
Yeah, it just kind of glows.
How do I hang up?
This is about a few minutes of just like.
Kind of on the other end, you hear like, oh, this is awkward.
So
you hear
it's just
Zakesta's voice kind of
just
pop in.
on
Maybe
for the
just
rest
put a
of
pillow over it.
You hang up first.
Yeah.
No, you hang up
Take
first.
it off and put it back on again.
Yeah, if I
and he
take it
seems
off.
he seems to like have taken it off and then put it somewhere in like a box and then put it under a pillow. And you can just hear faint sounds of like people rummaging outside and murmurs, but it's pretty
Can you
quiet.
make out any of the murmurs?
Doesn't seem like it. You can just hear kind of Zakesta complaining about something.
Yeah.
Sounds like her.
Why did you rush it off like that? What was that about?
There's some news, darling. We should talk about.
Well, yeah, obviously I've missed a lot. Probably lots to talk about.
Who wants to take the lead on that?
It's dead.
Oh.
It's died.
He died trying to protect me.
Well, that makes sense.
Just like you almost died because you were going in.
Well, that has nothing to do with you.
Anyways, so you know how we told you that did we tell you, you know how your mom brought you back?
Yes, you said she brought me back, but what's that have to do with faith?
She needed a soul.
Okay.
And when
But if he was dead, how
when
would
he died, he came with us to Hojo as a spirit, as one of the souls.
Oh, so he was still with you all?
Outside of his body, so he had his like dead body, his like rotting corpse, but then also his soul was there.
2 faces.
And then when it was time for your mom to bring you back, she was almost dying and she needed another soul. And he volunteered. He brought you back.
So, Fitz
It's inside you.
and saved me.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna walk down back under. So many conflicting feelings are happening right now.
Yeah, it's a lot to process.
As I walk away, you hear me mutter like, "But he hated me, like a lot." And I walk downstairs.
Okay. Yeah. You walk downstairs, and you find in the corner, very quietly meditating, you see the archivist.
Oh.
Just meditating softly to himself. And he had told you his name is, he told everyone his name is Theodore. That was his given name. The night waves on. Anything you guys want to do before you start sailing off into the east?
I'm back in my middle school art class.
I actually just remembered the last time when we were on our way to Xerox. How many days was that again? Was it a week or a week and a half?
It's about a week and a half.
Because I never rolled my sailing stuff for that one.
Oh.
This isn't dice.
There's no dice.
There's no dice in there. So I'll add this at some point. Week and a half.
Okay. Yeah,
So-
it's about a week and a half.
Is that 11 days?
Sure.
Okay. 11 days worth.
Yeah.
11 million.
11
Got it.
million.
I'm just gonna go back to the diary while I'm
Okay. You continue reading. the
mulling
diary.
over the news I just got and very uncomfortable with what the new feeling you said I woke up with.
Yeah. Anything else, anybody?
There's a lot of feelings today. I'm cradling that egg we found. I'm kind of just making sure it's warm in my scarf and kind of cradling it. How's it doing? Is it alright?
It's warm right now. Like, almost like it's emitting warmth. And you look inside, and this crystalline egg, you see something almost snake-like in there, swirling around, and you see this tiny little head. It almost looks like a tadpole.
We don't do well.
It looks
with
left,
eggs.
looks
What-
right,
We have a very
and then it
bad
kind of
history
looks
with eggs.
straight up at you. And you get this warmish feeling
Where did we
from it.
find this egg?
In Hojo.
And then it goes back to swirling around.
Alright, yeah, just tuck it back in.
In
Keep it warm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kind of sway and walk around. Do I see
And you see
do
on
I
the
see
deck.
Steve
You see
anywhere?
Steve
is
yeah.
belowest of below decks, I'd like to
Oh,
point
Steve, you don't see Steve.
I'm gonna walk all throughout the boat. Just
out. You can
Yeah,
hear him.
just
in
trying
you
your
walk
to
along
give
the
it a
boat.
little bit of a
What
walk.
is everyone doing?
I want
Reading?
to go over to Eva and
Okay.
be like,
Trust is awake, but she doesn't know that you're like here now, so you should go down there and scare the heck out of her.
Oh,
Just
okay.
like go tickle her, see what happens.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
okay, and then I want to like stealth behind and just watch this interaction.
so
And,
for
like-
for new viewers, Eva was my sister who was dead and was a ghost, but now she's kind of alive.
Kind
It's
of
a
alive.
magical item.
Yeah,
so that's pretty cool.
Basically, it's
Power
kind of
of
I'm
magical.
gonna
item.
tap Rezik, be like,
Oh,
and then I'm gonna do
So-
our stealth thing.
okay.
Trust, you see Eva walking down the stairs, and you're facing the stairwell, and you see her kind of sneak 2 steps, and then when her head gets under, she's like staring straight into your eyes. Oh, hi, Trust.
Eva!
Don't mind me. I'm just walking along. Not doing anything.
Hi! It's
And then
nice
she jumps
to see
and tries
you.
to tickle you.
Oh.
And then Rezik and I are like
It's
at
a
the
nat
top,
one.
just our eyes
So-
watching this interaction.
She tries to jump and tickle you, but she has like a few steps left. She trips on the first step and then just tumbles and face plants into the belly of the deck. And it's interesting to you because most of the time she just kind of glided along the ground. She never had much substance to her. And now you hear her head just against the deck.
Are you alright?
Oh, yeah.
I'll run over to her. Why? Are you alright? And why can I touch you?
Well, and she shows you this necklace. It looks like a heart, and it beats softly. You can just hear this coming from it. Rezik found this, and it gave me substance. But
Oh,
it's not.
darling, you always had substance. Don't say
permanent.
that about yourself.
Oh, well, thanks, Trust. It's really nice having you back. It's really cute. Maeve, this dwarf we found was not a great replacement for you,
No one can replace me.
obviously. But it's really, really nice to have you back.
It's nice to have you back, and
And now,
really back.
now that I'm really back, I can like try a whole bunch of stuff. Like I can eat now. I can taste food.
Oh,
I
that
can
can be good or
change.
bad.
I don't have to
depending-
wear that green dress every single day. I mean, I liked it, but you know.
Well, now you can wear other things.
I can wear other
yeah,
things,
you can try
yeah.
out new fashion.
And maybe there's a way to make this permanent,
That would
and then
be
we can
cool.
do a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah. How much honey has Pat made you eat?
Shh, not yet.
All right.
And I just tumble down the stairs. and like at the last moment, jar of honey.
Thank you, Trust. It's great to have you back. She just trying the honey.
I think it's nice.
I just sort of,
yeah,
I
you
just
see
watch
that
them become
happening.
best friends in front of my eyes, and I smile and I walk away slowly.
Yeah. And the rest of you, you kind of notice, Steve's been a little distant lately. Kind of held
Tell
up.
you what he's doing if you want.
He's like he's distant. And Cornelia, you kind of like glance over, as you
In
do,
the below- in the
keeping
lowest of
keeping
below
an eye out. In your dark vision, you can kind of see Steve. What are you doing, Steve?
Steve is sitting, staring at a wall, and just taking his dagger, throwing it at it. It sticks in the wall. He pulls it out. He just throws it.
And
Again.
Kelwise, this strikes you as
Yeah.
He just throws
Right,
it.
he's punching holes in your boat, man.
He's just like taking splinters out and just.
This is a boat.
Never been on a boat. He's never been in the ocean. He doesn't know.
Physics, man.
Cornelia, you
You
see
have the sea madness. He's gone mad.
I know that. I know that mood. Hey, Kelwise, someone's ruining your ship.
Steve,
Mm.
not into the hole. Throw it into the mast or something. But gently.
Goes upstairs.
My goodness, you're waking the baby. What's your problem? My goodness.
Is that the egg in there?
Yes, it's the egg in here. I need to keep it warm.
It's gonna.
I'm its papa.
Let's hope we're not. It's food.
Pretend
It's gonna wait. It's gonna hatch and eat us all, like every other egg we've come across.
I just want a clip of you just going, I am his papa.
It's gonna work this time, guys. But seriously, why do you continue to make noise? I'm trying to walk with my child. What's going on?
I'm just going to climb up the ladder to the crow's nest. Not
Okay.
respond.
That's childish.
Maybe Steve wasn't ready to meet Tojo.
Cherry on top. Goodness. Someone check on him. I have to
Steve,
mind this thing.
do you need anything?
Fuck off.
You sure?
Not even a
Cornelia, take the wheel.
Cornelia, take the wheel.
the boat just starts eating donuts in the ocean.
Tokyo
I'm gonna climb my way up. Kind of slow. Let's just do quietly.
Steve, hold on.
It's hard for Steve to be moody when
He
he
just
gets
falls
launched
out of the crow's nest. Oh my god.
Put my head over. Hey, Steve.
Captain.
How's it going?
Great.
Mm,
I'm fine.
Are you sure?
I'm
Because
good.
you were throwing knives, and usually when you're sitting in a dark corner throwing knives at things, it's not a good sign.
That's not normal.
It's not normal for most people.
Oh. That's usually how I deal with stress.
Oh.
That's not a thing.
Oh
people
well,
do.
that's a good emotion to tell us.
Okay.
You're stressed out. That's
I'm,
okay.
Yeah, I'm stressed out.
That's all right. I understand. Been there. Had that happen.
Someone else needs a book.
What's going on?
I'm sorry. What was that?
Journal.
Get this man a journal.
We gave Dresden a feelings journal.
I feel like he needs that.
Right? Yeah.
That's why I gave it to him.
That's true. What's got you stressed out?
Just gonna peer over the edge.
They're far.
All right.
They can't hear us.
Do you speak Elvish by any chance?
I do. I'm rusty. It's been a long time.
But you would understand it.
I do.
Good, then I'm gonna speak in Elvish right now.
Okay.
The Archivist outed me.
Oh. But
I don't know how. I don't know what he knows.
Well, I mean.
But he outed me. I was not prepared for that.
Wait. Take a step back. He was you.
I'm sorry?
Okay. He literally. Okay. When we met you in the past.
Right. Yeah.
You weren't you. Sorry. You were him. Or he was you, really.
That's awkward.
Yeah. Okay. It's strange. He was sort of channeling you.
Yeah, he didn't really articulate that in the conversation.
Yeah.
He just kind of bomb dropped me.
Yeah.
And then moved on.
He's sort of blunt. He's actually a lot nicer this time than he was the last time.
It took so much not to shoot him in the face after he did that.
Yeah. I mean, don't shoot people. Yeah, I know, I get it, but just keep it cool. Okay. He's a good guy, as far as we can tell. He hasn't done us any wrong yet, and he's the reason we know you. So he's not all bad.
Yeah.
But as far as I know, no one else on board knows who you are yet.
I don't know about that. Does anyone else on the ship speak Elvish? Because he said it in Elvish.
Well, you know. Are they listening? Yeah, everyone speaks
I don't
Elvish.
speak Elvish.
You're the only one.
I might be in trouble.
But why? I mean,
I wasn't ready to talk about it.
Okay.
If I don't know.
That's okay.
I'm still processing. I'm just kind of lost right now, man. I don't know.
Yeah, like we said in our last conversation, I think just let the journey take you.
I don't like where the journey's going so far.
It's been an interesting one.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Well, I liked what your suggestion was. That seemed nice. Get everyone drunk and then talk to them, because that's better. Less stakes, but too.
Well,
I wasn't prepared, so I feel like I'm kind of forced to. It's not really as much everyone else's opinion. It's more I have to come to terms with stuff myself, which I don't want to do.
That's understandable. I wouldn't worry so much about our reactions to you. If anything, I think it'll make the bond between all of us a little bit stronger. People really liked you. Yeah, it's not like you're going to be shunned away.
I don't know.
No, you were a good person when we met you.
Okay.
Whoever you were.
Like I said, it's more coming to terms with it myself, and I don't like acknowledging it because then that means it's real, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
It's worked so far, so
yeah.
I don't like things happening before I'm ready for them to happen. Usually, things go according to my terms, not the other way around.
Sometimes life just comes at you.
Fuck that.
Well, you can't avoid it.
That's...
It's your destiny. I don't like the word. I know. I don't like the word.
Don't give me the Captain Kelwise wisdom. No.
I don't like the word because I don't want to tie you into some sort of timeline or
That's
time
how
frame.
It feels, man.
No, I understand, but like I said, I think we all make our own destiny. We all make our own choices in life. I don't think there's anything that's necessarily saying you need to do this or you need to do that. You just be yourself. You do you.
Why can't you just let me be mad, man? You're too good at what you're
You're
now. Too good at
As
this.
you start showing down,
no,
you notice another figure is climbing up the ladder.
Oh, crowded
and you
ropes.
Pass by, and you pass by, and it's a pretty wide, scaffolding. And you pop up, and you see a face.
Who is it? Because on the way down, I'm going. Oh, no, not the right time.
And you see Rezik's sister Eva.
Oh,
climbing the ropes.
It's not definitely not the right time.
While all this is.
And she climbs up the ropes, and you see her face pop up.
Oh shit! Hi, sorry. Oh my god, I thought you were Kelwise again.
Well, no, he's going down.
Yeah.
I bet you I can name more stars than you.
You're probably right.
And then she just kind of jumps up into the crow's nest with you, and starts pointing at stars and just naming all of them. And she knows
Literally all of them.
every single one.
Oh my
It's wild. Meanwhile,
While they're doing this, can I like come back on and start playing like a body sea shanty and get Rezik to start? I want us to like do our little music and light show.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
You guys do World of Color on
Yeah,
the
we
boat?
do.
Oh my god.
A little rusty, but I.
You guys are making it really hard to be moody right now.
I couldn't
There we go.
possibly.
What time is it? I mean, nighttime if there's stars, right?
it's nighttime.
As a joke, I have a bag of sand. I'm gonna see if I can drop it and hit Rizik right on the face. Right on the face. Not to like hurt him.
Roll a dexterity. Just roll a dexterity check. D20 on your dexterity.
Can you feel?
As of course picks up.
What?
I got a 23.
Oh! Rezik just like drops to the deck.
I make sure to
There's like a
lay my back at
second
least,
where
so same dick.
Rezik loses consciousness and then wakes up again.
You just hear maniacal laughter.
And then you hear,
what does
you
Eva
just
do,
hear
though?
like, "Oh, what was that? What are you doing? We're doing a thing down here. What you trying to do? You gonna kill him?" Just
As I'm trying to make shadows swirl all over the place or like make people dancing in the shadows of the lights of
in the moonlight, in the lights of his magical abilities, you see the shadows themselves almost seem to be dancing. Everyone who can see them on their own, independently of the lights, as Puck manipulates all the shadows around you guys. The night continues. The festivities continue. And quickly, whoever stays up starts to see beams of light on the horizon as the sun slowly starts to peak over the horizon. And you notice something far in the distance, to the north. A little black dot on the horizon. Something very far away.
Black dot?
Yeah, just like a speck on the horizon.
Turn.
You can't
Wait.
make out really anything, but as you're heading east, you see that on the horizon. And we'll find out what it is when we come back from break.
It's
You know
different.
what's funny? That's kind of what it sounds like in my brain constantly.
Just like
There we go.
VCR TV static.
Yeah.
yeah.
Or
You see that
elevator
far
music.
off to the north, and you know it's hours and hours and hours away. Tens of hours away.
Is it suspect?
Sailing. It's just
Mine's like
a
musical
speck
theater and screaming.
of dust. Off to the north. And you can tell it's heading in your direction. But
A speck,
other than that,
like does it look like it's on the water or in the air?
it's on the
Hovering?
water, on the horizon.
Okay.
Just
A
a
hit
dot
crash.
of something. You assume it's a ship.
Well, I have two questions. It's a
But-
common question.
Oh, a ship.
Oh shit!
I did.
Yes.
I figured it was
Can
like
I
a
track
rock.
to see
I
how
don't know.
fast it's
I
moving?
thought it was like an island.
I mean, it's so far away.
Okay.
What if
It's
it's
literally
like a blood
a
mist?
dot on the horizon of
I
the
don't
ocean.
want like a Finding Nemo moment where I'm like, oh, is it either like
already
something
knows
that's
what it
super
is.
small, that's really close, or something that's really big, that's far away, and then I get eaten by a whale?
I mean,
fair.
roll me a
Eaten a whale.
roll me a
so
survival check.
Hey,
It's only fair.
With the bobby dice.
I
Here
don't
we
need
go.
to be eaten by anything else.
Yeah, we'll just push you off the boat.
No.
No, just Roswell.
Ooh, nice.
I need to.
Oh boy.
You said what was it? Survival.
Yes.
Okay, so that's 24.
A 24. Judging from the distance of how far it is, it's something probably pretty large, because you can barely see it in the distance. But to be able to see something from far away, it's probably pretty large.
Move faster, please.
Is the wind going against it or with it or?
The wind is kind of heading in like a southeastern trajectory. So you guys are tacking a little bit heading east right now, and it's heading south. So like you guys are kind of both catching a little bit of tailwind.
Oh, woo! Oh, sorry.
Tail spin.
That's
Fails.
Death
So they
tails.
probably see us, or does it look? Can we tell if it looks larger than our ship? Do you think that?
Yeah,
Is it
you'd think it's
larger
probably a
than-
little bit bigger than your ship.
So they may.
And if, yeah,
We'll see us eventually.
I will stop
Yeah.
that.
spyglass.
Yeah.
What do you guys want to do?
Oh, it's a big ocean. I mean, 2 ships passing in the daytime, maybe.
It's the
Let's
night.
not
Maybe
get
when you get
close.
closer, we can send it a message.
I would. I
It's
don't,
daytime,
I
right?
don't know. I don't want to get
It's
close.
becoming
to
day.
Yeah, it's just the morning, the early morning.
You. Why do you think it's a bad thing?
Caution.
I mean, it's
Just
a wide
pure-
ocean
just
though. It
pure-
could be. It could be.
just pure caution.
Could be fishermen. Could be.
What if it's a fish
But if
king?
it's not, are you really ready for another fight? Because I'm not.
No, we don't have much to defend ourselves with. So.
Exactly.
But the ship is fast. We do have that going.
So let's move fast
Okay.
away.
We could stay
But
very
isn't
far away
that the
from it.
direction? Is that the direction we need to go? Where the spot is?
Pretty much.
Oh shit! Never mind.
This is not related, but at some point, as soon as possible, I need help putting spikes on my armor so things stop eating me.
I volunteer as a tribute.
Great.
Cool.
You want me to sew things onto it, like pictures? Like, stay away.
It-
You smell.
yeah, I mean, at this point, anything might help.
Maybe like I'm poisoned.
I'm poisoned. Please stop. I've been eaten 3 times.
Got it.
It's a bit on the nose.
Silica.
But it
Wow.
And I'm still alive, so.
Do not eat.
You should see the
Tiefling.
other guy.
Tieflings are friends, not food.
I know I'm snack size, but I'm not a snack.
But you a snack.
But I'm a snack.
Nah, you a whole meal.
Guys, I think I kissed my sister. The trauma's just leaking out of me.
It's
Drinks
Luke
will
and
never
Leia.
wash
It's
away.
like Luke and Leia. It's fine.
It's fine. It's
They
all
were
good.
twins.
Sometimes
That's
you rewrite the
worse.
story later. It's fine.
It's all
How
good.
you know that
If all of
Keith
the
isn't a twin?
Okay.
I don't know.
So there's a spot.
On the horizon. You guys you continuing heading east, Kawais?
Yeah, we'll stay away at the behest of everyone else
I
from
mean-
the spot as much as
Stay
possible.
away.
By your lead, Captain Kelroy.
I mean,
Yeah, we'll keep it as far away from us as we can.
So you spend the day sailing east. A little bit of that tailwind. It's more of like a southeast wind, but you're still heading east, and you notice that whatever it is continues heading south as you guys pass by. And right around maybe late afternoon, just keeping an eye on it way off in the distance, you notice it indeed is a ship very far away. And as you're coming back, what?
They can't see you.
Yeah, where'd you go?
Oh, where'd my camera go?
Was it on a battery or something? Or?
Thanks, tangent.
It's closed. So yeah, something happened.
Yikes.
Yikes. Yikes.
Well, from this point on, I'll be DMing.
Oh
So-
no!
we all hear him.
I'm gonna leave now.
Guys, he's not DMing.
Oh no!
I'm
Oh,
gonna
no.
DM.
I'm definitely leaving now.
What's
So
happening here?
about midway into the afternoon,
DMing as you or DMing as pup?
As
You
Pop.
came across all the money
What's
you could
the
ever
difference?
You
hope
just zoom back in. Zoom
What's
back
the
in.
difference?
You never need to
Oh.
do any adventuring
Delay.
ever again.
and you all retire
Delay.
happily ever after.
All right,
You
I'm back.
all
you
live
all go
good
into
lives.
All right,
the hunt business.
You notice
Nice.
this thing is you're heading east. This thing was heading south,
Peacefully ever after.
coming like this. But then you notice
the
it
world ends.
just so slightly start to
Mm.
tack east.
And
And you notice it's
We have a
a
whole ship and no one has a spyglass?
it's a 3-masted,
They're expensive.
I do.
very far
They're
off.
really expensive.
Actually, happen to. Yes,
Use
I have
it.
a
You have a
spyglass.
spyglass?
I do.
Really?
You're in the desert. Yeah, you need to look in targets and yeah.
How
Can
did you
you
get a spyglass?
You let me pick my inventory.
I did, but I gave you a set amount of gold to do that.
You did.
spyglasses are
All right.
expensive. You gave him a lot of money.
I
then.
guess I did.
Speaking
Yes, you
of
did.
which,
I was like, dang, okay. All right. Well then,
Next time, don't get so much money.
That would be a really useful thing to have right now.
luckily
I
have
vaguely
one.
do remember being like, "Oh, Kelwise is gonna have major jealousy."
Yeah. So
Would you like it? I will give it to you.
Can I borrow it?
You can have it.
Aren't you in the nest right
How
now?
about I just borrow it?
Well, not anymore.
That's the
I pass.
Bartlett's job.
This one.
Spyglass to look.
It's a well-sized spyglass, by the way. It's not anything to be ashamed
You
of.
see
There you go.
a three-tiered, three-masted
Oh, I thought it was
ship.
3-tiered spyglass. Yes! Double zoom! Nice!
Enhance.
Enhance.
I just haven't been on this
What are you doing? Sorry. Oh.
twice.
Knocks trust off the ship.
You see way off in the distance.
Sorry.
You see a large ship, but it's three-masted with maybe 5 or 6 large sails, all kind of panned out, and you can tell this is kind of a fast ship. And then on the docks, you see just on the front 2
Yeah.
sides, you see 2 closed for now, but you see 2 cannon ports, and you also see this figurehead on the front.
Does it look like me?
Does not look like you. It looks almost like this man made of crystalline protrusions. It's almost like a crystal
Oh, you're
man.
not.
Crystal Man.
Crystalline man.
You're a black screen again.
Your black screen.
Oh, damn it. I think the camera died.
Oh no. Oh, should we use this guy?
Should we go to
All right, shoot him up for me. Yeah, just do that for now.
Yeah, you can.
It'll be charging. There we go.
Might have
Raise
to
it.
like.
There
You
you
can
go.
technical
Oh, I can
difficulty
raise it.
screen
There
it
you
if
go.
you want.
There you go.
True.
Boom.
There we go.
Science.
All right. You see a crystalline
Just think about
man in the
portals.
figurehead, and it flows, and you can't really make out anybody on the deck. It's still too far away. But you see that there are lots of people on the deck, and you can see that some of them are on the front, clearly looking in your direction.
Flags.
You do see a flag. It's too far to tell what's exactly on it, but it does seem to be a pitch dark color.
Are they in uniforms or are they in different?
Too far to tell.
Shall we go?
Yeah, as fast as possible.
Ah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
If any sails weren't already down, please make it so. Yeah.
Does this look like the ship? Remember when we were taking Pup and
Is
we
there
were
an angry
on
grandma?
the ship and then like inside.
Gashtoon
it looked-
Alistar's ship, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it
That
was,
ship was destroyed.
But does
Yeah,
it look
but-
anything like it?
But because we were on inside the ship and we could tell like things weren't kept up. It was just like the outside that was a kind of facade. Is it sort of-
It's hard to tell from this distance. The ship looks to be in good repair, just considering that the sails all look down. Everything looks like it's being manned by a proficient crew, as far as you guys can tell.
How far
this
away
distance.
does it seem to be, feet-wise?
It seems to be pretty far away. Like we're talking like thousands and thousands of feet. It's far off still in the distance, but it seems to be tacking to head straight on your heel. And you guys would know, like, chasing somebody on a boat is slow business. You might have heard stories of people being chased for days. Because it's not about how fast your ship goes, it's about how much faster your ship goes than their ship. So if we're talking knots, if you're only going 1 knot faster, that's how slow you're closing the gap.
If I'm gonna go to Rezik and be like, if it gets too close, or say the 2 of us do hypnotic pattern to try and confuse them long enough to get away.
Sure. You have that spell? Okay.
I woke up feeling like I always knew it.
You woke up feeling. You learned a spell while you were in a coma.
Listen, Don't question the coma.
No, it's fine. I just had to literally almost die one time to learn a spell, but that's fine. You just sleep and learn spells.
I'm sorry, did I not almost die?
It's okay, buddy.
Did I not almost die, Rezik? Did I not almost die?
I almost tried. Doesn't matter. Doesn't
Did
matter.
I not almost die?
Yes.
Then what is the problem?
I almost died training, not just. Okay, never mind. Never mind.
Steve just creeps out. It's okay. You'll get there one day.
So, it's definitely a ship. It's got gun ports. It's got a lot of sails, and it might be able to catch us. Ships don't usually turn around in the middle of the ocean unless it's for bad things, so we're going to move as fast as possible.
All right.
Can you make the
What do you
water
need to
move
do?
fast to make us move faster?
I'm gonna try that. But first, all the sails need to be down.
I'm on it.
Thankfully, we
already
don't have a
going
lot of
up.
cargo. Oh, yeah, perfect.
That's on top.
Good
It's already
thing
on
we
it.
didn't take a bunch of stuff from that town.
That is true.
Lay us down.
That's true. That's
Well,
true.
we gave him some stuff. I'll say that much.
Yeah. Like to
I
see
was
this.
not a part of it. I was on the ship.
Don't ask.
I can maybe try to help too by like pushing wind and stuff.
Yeah.
Move
What
to the sails.
what options do we sort of have? Yeah. So I love that. Can we make a distraction or a smoke screen? I mean, at this distance, it's sort of a non-issue because it's really, really far away. But
Yeah.
I feel like when they're closer, because otherwise it'll
Yeah.
I
draw
can't
to
do
us
anything
more.
from
True.
this far away.
okay, well, we'll keep it in mind. Dresden, stay on the ballista and keep your eyes open.
Let me see him kind of just snoozing on the ballista.
I said eyes open, but that's okay.
I smack him.
Yeah, he doesn't seem very excited that you back trust. I think maybe he feels guilty because he's the reason that you were dead now.
Well, he better, cause he is. All right, you feel guilty and you shouldn't, cause we was just trying to save people. You had a good idea. It was noble. Save the people from the scary thing. And Dresden followed us just to do nothing and let me die.
To be fair, it wasn't like we were saving anyone. We were just joining in on the fun.
No, but it was close to the town. It was like a threat.
All right, everyone, stay on track,
Oh,
please. We have a mission
Start
right now.
loosening the sails.
I can't make the boat go faster.
Not that attitude.
What is wrong with
She's
Cornelia,
back.
you-
She's back.
You try your way and I'll try mine. We'll see if we can't meet in the middle.
All right. Are the sails down yet?
Yeah, they're down.
Just for flavor, as Pup is putting down the sails and like tying the rope, whatever, it's daytime, right? Or the sun's coming up, so there's like shadows
It's
being
like
cast.
late afternoon.
Or the,
Yeah,
so
by
there's
now.
shadows being cast.
Yes.
You see Pup, like, going to shadow and popping up out of a shadow to do it so fast. Like, it's done in a second. Like, if you're paying attention, you see Pup disappear into
You're
shadows.
pulling a
Whoa.
Shikamaru?
Wow.
It's like done in a freaking flash.
That's dope.
If you're paying attention. I mean, you guys are
It
probably
happens
figuring
even
out.
if you're not paying attention.
Yeah.
No, really?
Pup, you got the sails down so fast.
Wow.
Yeah!
That was impressive.
I'm trying to learn how to go really fast.
So yeah, I guess you said they were following us, so they're behind
It
our
seems
boat?
that they're clearly at least following your trajectory.
Okay. So I guess whatever angle Trust and I, while bickering, will kind of get into positions where we can kind of like, if they do get close enough, perform hypnotic pattern, which I believe is
120 feet.
120 feet.
So it'll be a while if they're thousands of feet away, but
Yeah, I mean, you guys are a pretty light, speedy vessel. So even if they are
Yeah.
moving faster than you, it could be. Roll a perception,
it was
survival
just
check.
like a last ditch. Not last ditch, but like
15.
15. From the small amount of time you've watched them kind of follow you, they've definitely gained on you, but not leaps and bounds.
Paid so
and you
much to
estimate
make the ship fast.
and you estimate. I mean,
so much money.
you estimate even if they did follow you directly, it would be at least 2 days before they actually caught up.
Okay.
Start throwing stuff off the ship.
There's not much else to throw off of the ship.
And you see like Slug walking.
I know. I'm like, where's
Don't
Slug?
throw slug, don't throw slug off of the ship. We
I
might
back
need
off.
Slug.
We'll give him a dinky.
A dinghy.
But you have gunpowder?
Yeah.
We might need to make some, I don't know, explosive devices.
Do you have gunpowder?
What's a gun?
A little bit.
It's the boomstick.
James just confused.
I'm like,
I
know
mean,
what
you
you
know,
mean.
you're,
I mean,
you
you
are
have
the
a-
DM of this
have
world,
a
so whatever
boomling
you
core.
think is appropriate.
yeah.
Well, I have.
He had the money.
I had 2, right? You said 2 were in the.
Yeah. It's not
But-
gunpowder though.
I'm talking about in the bullets.
In the bullets?
Well, yeah, isn't that how
They're just
bullets work?
Or they
they're
count
ball
their
bearings.
You have ball bearings that explode out, but they don't have. You don't have no. So like
I have
An idea.
a normal bullet casing by today's terms, yes,
But you
would
have
have
to vomit
gunpowder
it
in the
up?
back.
Okay, well then I
Fired off.
misunderstood.
How do you get
You
stuff
have
out
you
of
have
the
a
back
boomling
of the
core,
Because we're in
which is
town
an
and
this little core, and that core explodes as if it was the gunpowder. That's the propellant that shoots out your bullet, and your bullets are just little round balls.
Okay.
So
Can it be broken? And can I take it out?
Wouldn't
the
be that
boomling
much.
core,
Yes. Or is
Booming-
it? I think you said it was a rune that's like.
it's a rune
Yeah.
on a very special stone that has the spirit of the
Well, there goes my idea.
boomling in it. Unfortunately.
How does Cornelia get stuff out of her bag of holding?
We'll find out.
Did you just like reach in there?
Should we just-
and-
Just reaches in there.
Should we try to?
Maybe you just ask.
I'm just like, hey,
Misunderstood
Mark,
my own
can
can I
I
get-
get the hairballs? Like,
No.
It's like the next episode, Cornelius like sharpened her teeth. Reach inside, grab something, try it.
with like the back arching.
It becomes like a carnival game. Like if you can reach in fast enough before I bite your hand off, you get a prize. You must plunge your fist.
I mean,
The pain.
I mean, I can make explosions as.
Yeah, I mean we're gonna need that at some point.
Yep.
I would presume.
Yep.
People don't follow you in the ocean to be friends.
Yeah.
So,
Um,
but it will be a considerable amount of time before they catch us.
Great.
So there is that.
a couple of days. I mean, they're gonna catch us though. We don't see anything
we'll be
else
ready.
like land, just open water.
Just
and the
open
ship.
water, far to the east.
I mean, I say if they want to chase us, bring it on. We can take them. I mean, Trust and I can both do Hypnotic Pattern. I have Fireball. We have an arsenal.
I mean, let's just keep
Remember-
going for now.
Yeah.
I have an idea. Can you get Taika? Remember the Stormling? Think we could contact a Stormling again?
A what?
Stormling. So,
Ooh, yeah.
in the past, we found basically a tornado, but inhabited by a creature called a Stormling. And the Stormling was close relatives, apparently, with Cornelius' betrothed, Taika. And I don't know. I was just thinking maybe we could try to make contact again.
Curious.
Yeah,
I wonder
Are these like lightning little fellows?
yeah, like a.
Interesting.
It did have lightning, I'm pretty sure.
I
Or,
feel like there was lightning.
yeah. I don't know.
Anyone else?
How would we do that?
I don't know. We've got 2 days. We better figure it out.
Should we like
Throw a
create-
bottle in the ocean, maybe? With a note?
No, that'll just attract Sting. Got one laugh.
That was good.
I got
that
one
was
laugh.
because it was good.
Well, all right. Thanks
Oh,
for playing,
wow.
guys. That's it.
Got one laugh out of it. It's fine.
Yeah, I don't know how we would do that. Like we can create a storm and maybe they'll be like, oh, there's our people. If we just
Yeah,
create
I'm not
random
sure we have
lightning.
the elemental lings on speed dial. So
Oh, why didn't you just ask Taika?
Yeah.
Didn't he like?
does Taika understand anything we say ever?
Can
Like,
ask
he might
him.
just like.
Oh,
What if he just
alright.
like yells angrily at the ocean? I mean, it's kind of how it worked last time. They just yelled at each other and they were friends.
If you can hear him, I mean, just yell at the ocean, right?
Maybe.
Taika, get up here.
And Taika just
Taika.
split second up the deck.
Oh my god.
Do you remember our friends with? Do you know where they are? Can you see them?
Yeah, them.
It looks really confused.
Oh no.
Yeah.
What words did it say? It's like kaka, wa, ta.
Yeah, YTD
There's a
Kaka.
YTT Kaka?
Yeah.
Titicaca. Why?
YTT! And he just kind of starts slowly backing away. He doesn't know what's happening.
Good job.
Oh,
He doesn't understand.
I don't think it
Wait.
works.
I'm gonna. Is it minor image that I have? Minor illusion. I'm gonna minor illusion one of them.
Okay. So you do a minor image, and he just kind of looks at it. Ah.
Sweet, sweet Tiger. Sweet.
And I make it explode. Can I? I don't know if that's a minor illusion thing.
You can do like the image of it, and then slightly exploding, and then exploding,
like a
and then bigger exploding. Yeah, like
I'm just gonna do
Slow-moving
it
pictures.
dead on the floor. Just
why Titicaca?
I'm just
and
crying
kind of
over
Taika
it.
just runs over to you, Cornelia, and kind of stands behind you.
Don't look at that. Don't look at me doing it, Tiger.
It's gone.
Yeah, and it seems like Taika doesn't understand. Really, he's very, very, very simplistic. Communication is kind of his
I mean,
limit.
with that kind of illusion work, he should have been able to get that. I don't think he's going to understand no matter what we ask.
That was good, right?
It was very
I
impressive.
learned from the
not.
best.
Trust.
So
It's always a pain in my side.
trying to outland them until we have to.
Wow,
turn around and
Resident
fight them?
really
There's
started
not much
hating
else
me
we
while I
can
was
do.
asleep.
And Cornelia, you're comforting Taika. This wildling, kind of like a elemental air spirit, and you can feel how the wind, as they don't control the wind, but they can ride the wind. They are almost in tune with it, and you can feel those wisps of air kind of all around you, and you kind of look up into the sky, and you can see streams moving along the ocean very faintly. It's more of like a sense than it is something you can see. And if you want, maybe it's possible to test and see if there are disturbances. You know that there's storms, there's also stormlings, there's all kinds of different things. You can almost feel the air pushing against the sails like it's carrying a heavy rock or a burden or something like that. As it works hard, and you can feel all these different types of patterns of the wind. And it may just be possible for you to kind of intuit if there's something like a stormling, which is a crazy force of nature, but moving quickly across the ocean. You'd think that they would leave a print. Roll me a
That's kinda cool. Yeah.
roll me a survival check. Okay, add all those
Yeah.
dice.
Nice.
Oh, that's maybe good. 17 plus 1, 18.
18. To the north, just a little bit, you sense something far, far away. The wind itself moves in that direction and then almost as if it has a will of its own, shies away, out and around. You can't really tell what it is, but it seems that there is a disturbance far, far, far north and east of where you are right now.
Thank you, Taika.
It kind of looks up at you
Good job.
and goes and then runs away.
So I think I don't know what it is, but there's something that's manipulating the air, like northeast of here. I got a sense when Taika just came and hugged me, so maybe there's something. There's a disturbance, so it's either gonna help us or hurt both of us, whoever's following us. So maybe it's worth checking out.
We've survived one of them's before. We ain't survived whatever that is yet, so...
Yeah. I don't know what it is, so keep that in mind.
True.
Can't hurt to find out.
Well, it could hurt, but...
It could hurt to find out.
But so could that.
Yeah, that's also true.
So I guess we need to just decide which we'd rather...
Which unknown do we want to go face?
Yeah.
Hmm.
How far off course would going towards... that take
Well,
us?
we don't necessarily know exactly where the place is anyways, the island place.
That's true.
So
Well,
this, that could even be it. Whatever.
I say we stack the odds for us against them.
If anything, drive toward it.
Yeah.
Just check it out.
Yeah. Maybe once we get there, we could use Tycho U to call it down, which would then make them back off.
Hopefully, yeah, if they see a storm even, or, yeah.
Rezik, you don't look happy about this decision.
No, I mean, with this group, any itch that we've ever had in the back of our heads has always led to something good, if not interesting. So I don't see why not.
I'm starting to get used to it.
Yeah, you will.
Alright.
Okay. Then I'll redirect our course. Head
Okay.
north.
Yeah, you start heading a little bit farther
Gentle.
north. And that ship that was following you was a little bit farther north, so you know it's going to gain just a little bit on you, just because it's moving. And you notice it's catching up to you slowly, and it's getting a little closer, and you can start to make out just barely people on the front deck.
Flag?
There's a flag.
It's still just a dark mass.
Looks like a face. The top of like what looks like a skull. With thousands of little long pointed arms coming off.
What the heck?
Long pointed arms?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Gross.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
That's bad.
It seems bad.
It's very bad.
There's a lot of people on the ship. The flag seems bad. They have cannons. This seems bad.
Okay.
I would
Yeah.
venture a guess that they're pirates. I don't know what pirates
like it.
look like, per se, but,
It sounds like, yeah.
well, maybe I wouldn't be that worried about them then.
You head north, east, towards this thing. Day turns to night. All through the night, you continue sailing. You see no light coming from that
Yeah.
other ship.
We
No
would keep
torches.
our lights off too.
Nothing, as they follow and they follow and they follow. Who's staying up tonight? Staying up? Staying up?
Do I feel tired or do I feel extremely rested?
I mean, you feel tired. I mean, you've been sailing for 2 days. It depends.
Okay,
If you're up all
yeah.
day, then
You
you're
don't
probably
sleep for
tired.
4 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
She
mean...
never slept again.
I don't know. I feel like that's not sleep.
I'm gonna sleep.
Okay.
You can stay up.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay up too.
Everyone stand up.
And while we're waiting for impending doom, I wanted to talk to the archivist. Hey, how's it going? You just been chilling. You've been chilling down here for a while.
There.
Hey there, howdy partner.
Hello.
You doing all right?
Hi.
Did I give you the impression that I was not all right?
Oh, just wanted to check on you. You've been down here kind of pretty quiet for quite a while now. Are you
Yeah,
studying? Or are you?
Reading my books, gathering my thoughts.
All right.
Are you all right?
Yeah.
You
Oh
seem a
well,
little
being,
high-strung.
being chased by mysterious folk.
Mysterious folk.
Yeah, they had some kind of banner with the skull with arms coming out of its mouth or something. I don't know, it doesn't matter.
I've never heard of this crest. Do you know what it is?
Not a clue. Not a clue.
Interesting. And they're following us
Yeah,
out into the middle of the ocean.
it appears so.
Interesting.
But I figured while we're waiting for our eventual death, possibly, I was wondering if I've been
So dramatic.
interested in the possibility of learning some way to, I don't know, counter an attack from another magic user. Do you have any abilities like that where you're able to shield yourself, or even just completely stop a spell from going off?
Well, you can dispel it as they cast it.
Right. Yes, of course. You know do that?
Yes, every elf knows how to do that.
Yes.
It's primary school learning for us.
Jeez.
Well,
Rezic wanted to know.
well, if I think, do you think I've got to that level yet of learning those types of spells? You know, you've seen me in action.
It can be very dangerous to learn
Yeah.
how to counter a spell. You literally disrupt the flow of the other caster's magic as they're casting. Now, this can sometimes lead to inexplicable anomalies in the magic weave itself. So it's best to do such under, well, near someone with the ability to heal, those kinds of capabilities, in case something goes awry. And probably best not to do it on a floating piece of wood out in the middle of the ocean.
Right. Good point. All right. Well.
But I will admit you've got aptitude far beyond any human I've met,
Oh, compliment.
Wow.
which is not saying much, but you got it. So, possibly if we ever reach dry land, I could show you the beginnings of something like that.
Great. Amazing. Yeah, it seems you do the elves. I only learned how to use magic through law, and I know that a lot of my friends have tapped into the chaos. Do the elves? Do they have a certain in between they use?
Magic is innate to elves. It is a piece of who we are. It is as breathing for us, a very natural piece of our livelihood. So we are not nearly as rigid as the humans in training, nor do we tap into the abominations of chaos to fuel our spells. It is somewhere deep, innate and primal for us.
Interesting. Well, I'm excited to one day go to your home land and meet your people. And
Well, I would not be very excited to do that, personally.
Well,
The elves, as you know, are an ornery bunch. And the only thing they hate more than humans is each other.
could be a pretty tough living environment in that case.
Well, it keeps us tough. There are not many of us, so we need to sharpen each other, keep ourselves strong. Each individual needs to pull a massive amount of weight in our culture.
Interesting.
Where you get by the many, we get by on quality, resilience.
Quality over quantity. Got it.
Well, there's something to be said for both.
Yeah, maybe. I've met all kinds, all races. I think there's good and bad in everyone, and we all have potential.
Well, good and bad are made up, if you will. What is good to one person will be bad to another. I wouldn't fret too much on good and bad, evil and light. They are merely constructs. Humans love to flaunt those ideals and morality around, but realistically, it's all subjective. You understand?
Yes. I mean, I'm definitely learning that over time. Still have my limits. How about you? Do you just, to get things done, you don't really see anything as being good or evil, just kind of whatever you have to do?
There's no good or evil in my world. There are just intentions. what you want, what I want, what anyone wants, are constantly at odds with each other. And that's all there is to it. If what you want aligns with the many, it's much easier to have them do your bidding or join your cause. So I can definitely see where it's easier to follow the mainstream way of thinking on lots of things, but realistically, it's just what you want versus what I want. And that is life.
It does seem to be the way of the world, as we've seen so far. Well, I have to say, Archivist, I am loving the fact that you are traveling with us, and I hope that we can have more conversations like this in the future. I really do enjoy talking to you.
Absolutely. As do I enjoy.
Well, good evening. I will let you get back to your study.
Yes, do keep me informed of this strange vessel.
Yes, I will.
If it does seem to affect this ship, I would be more than happy to lend my innate abilities.
Yes. Yes, that's... Yes. Should have brought that up earlier. Yes, thank you, Archivist. Good evening.
Good evening.
That went well. But also, I was thinking that too.
Guys, I don't know why I didn't think of the Archivist when we're talking about ways of defeating this ship. These are super... You literally pulled down a star from the sky one time and like...
I thought that's what you went to talk to him about.
Yes.
As long as we're all on the same side here.
Yes, he's willing to help.
Oh, fantastic. That's great. Because if they start shooting cannonballs at us, then we're going to need protection.
Needed, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're not made for fighting, really. We're made for running.
Well, just let him know.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll know. He'll hear the booms. And hopefully not see the splintering wood.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Good night.
Yeah, good night. Good night. Good night.
So you heading to bed? Who's staying
I
up?
was already asleep.
You're staying up?
No, I literally woke him
Staying
up
up?
and been like, I don't know why I didn't think about this before.
These two staying up?
Can I just try to do some wind before I fall asleep, just to make us go a little
Sure, you have
faster?
a wind spell, right? What's the spell?
A gust of wind, so I can cast it for up to 1 minute. Strong line of wind, blasts in a direction I choose, and then...
Yeah, so you cast Gust of Wind into the sails, and it definitely picks up, pushes the sails. Unfortunately, it only lasts a minute, but it does push the sails forward. You can hear the mast creaking just a little bit under the weight of the extra wind.
Nice.
You're staying up.
Yeah.
You're staying up. And then who's taking the helm?
I suppose if I'm staying up, I'll take the helm.
Okay. You guys leave Pup in charge of the helm.
It's not the first
Seems like
time.
a responsible
I
Been
have-
there for many days.
Yeah, I've trained for
Confidence
this.
in everyone.
All right. Both you guys give me a perception check.
Oh, lovely.
Stop
Doing
building
well.
Pup in Hero Forge.
I was inspired. Perception, I have a plus.
Yeah, right.
You said perception?
Oh, that's rough.
Can never tell if it's a good or a bad thing.
That's real bad.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I got an 11.
An 11.
Better than me.
Hey.
Oh my gosh.
I got a bug in my eye. I got an incest in my eye.
You got a what?
Woo! Oh, you weren't here for
You're
that.
in for that. They mixed up incest with incest.
You guys are hanging out. You're at the helm. What are you doing?
I'm gonna
He makes that
I'm
up
gonna
for me.
try to, even though
And I write these down.
I rolled horrible, I'm gonna try to see if I can spot
Alright, who
anything
thought
that's
that?
like
Insect
what's
Okay.
following us.
Don't make it.
You look off the back of the ship. So we got what? We got Pup at the helm.
That's really
Where's
good
your mini?
way.
What do I have for?
By the way, is it just
Let me
out of
see.
battery, James, or does it have
Yeah, I think the battery.
a cord that goes into
Sleeping
it?
over here now.
We're gonna make you a. This is Steve
Cool.
looking off the back of the ship.
It's fun.
Nice.
Everyone
Steve.
else is either downstairs sleeping or somewhere else. Steve.
Great.
Hi. Yes.
Great.
Tis I.
You're looking off the bow of the ship. The ship seems to get closer and closer, even with that spyglass. It's really hard to make out. And roll me perception, another perception.
Another
perception. The spyglass. What's up?
There was something I was wanting to do and I completely forgot. Are there any ladders that hang down our ship or ropes or anything?
There are ropes you could hang down.
Oh, but no, we don't have any ladders that are hanging down. Like,
No.
Oh, okay,
No, you have your gangplank right there, but other than that, no.
It's another 11.
Another 11. Hard to make out, especially because it's dark, and that ship just has you can barely make out in the moonlight. It's weird because you start to see something around the ship, almost as if the ocean itself glowing just a tiny bit all around the bow of the ship, and you're looking. The last second, you take off the spyglass, and right below you, some kind of creature, right on the deck, jumps up, grabs you, and bites at you.
Oh, good.
Great.
What's your armor class?
18.
18. It bites you.
Oh, man.
You feel this thing, razor sharp, bite into your arm. You take 7 points of damage.
7.
Roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, no. Why are you doing that?
Oh no.
Gotta eat them first.
So I need to go get my bone
Ooh.
dice.
You got a 6.
A 6. You look into this thing's eyes, and that's when you see it pop. You turn, you see it too, just faintly glowing on this thing's body. Red lines
Oh, no.
glowing. And you look off just for a second, and you see red, just the faint red glow underneath this ship.
Oh, no.
Roll me initiative, you two.
Okay.
Oh, no.
I'm smacking my ring and just screaming for
I'm not
Rezek.
using that dice anymore. Put it in the jail.
Yep, that goes in. Yep. Shame.
Sorry, tangent. It's gonna be a used
It's
die.
already tainted. It's tainted jail.
Tainted jail.
That's nice tonight.
Put our fingerprints all over it.
I know math. 12.
12?
13.
9 plus 3.
13.
Good God.
Oof. This thing bites you. You try and recoil. It grabs you and tries to pull you into the ocean.
Help.
Roll an athletics or acrobatics, whichever one's higher.
Good at you.
Okay. Athletics, that's plus 4. 15.
15. It tries to pull you, but you slip out of its grip and duck down,
So much
barely grabbing the side. You were first?
I rolled a 12. Was I first?
12?
13.
13. Oh, you're first. Sorry. So you react right away.
Hope so. He's getting big.
Yeah. Oh, God. What can I do about that? First of all, I am going to. I have 30 feet of movement? Right? Yep. Yes. 30 feet of movement. I am getting away from that edge of the deck.
Okay. So where are you going?
I'm going to try to get down the stairs. Or, you know what? Can I jump over the edge?
You can.
I'm going to jump over the edge into the lower deck, and I'm going to.
10, 15. Roll a dexterity saving throw. Acrobatics.
Oh, acrobatics. Okay. 9.
A 9. You jump over the edge, and you hit the deck, and you falter just a little bit. A little woozy feeling. It's strange.
That's bad.
Your body just... You shake it off, and you land. Where are you going now?
Downstairs.
More? Downstairs?
Going downstairs.
All right, so you run downstairs. What are you doing?
I'm screaming for everybody to wake up, and I'm asking where the archivist is.
Screaming and
Oh, yeah.
screaming.
Archivist.
Pop. This thing... hanging off the edge.
It's just hanging off the edge.
It tried to pull him, and he got out of
Yeah,
its
yeah,
grasp, and now it's just trying to climb up on deck.
Hold on. Trying to see what I still have. I would like to try to smack it off the edge with my, with my staff, like freaking baseball.
Okay, you try and
Swing.
baseball bat it. Roll an attack.
Oy, oy, oy.
For all you guys at home, move the thing over there. They can see you.
10.
10? You swing and poof, it ducks behind
Swing
the railing and smacks against the railing.
And I'm
splinters.
going to spin in a circle and try again. I did that on purpose. I was getting momentum. 10 again.
10 again. Boom. The railing splinters twice. And this thing is ducking
I
behind.
get so
and you can see
frustrated.
it's red, glowing like veins or even like
Yeah.
tree roots just in its body, pulsating down its body.
Out of
It's crazy.
frustration, I try to kick it off. One last try. Ooh, 22.
Nice. 22.
Oof, you catch this thing, it ducked all the way down under the railing, and then you get face shot right here.
Perfect.
Kick it right in the face. Roll a damage.
5.
5. This thing just goes flipping off.
Nice.
And then
Hits the water, and you don't see anything else. And then maybe a few seconds later, you see under the water. And this red starts to float to the top of the water. And you just see pieces of flesh and bone floating around.
Oh, good. Is there a way to hold the can I put this in auto, Captain? I don't know how.
You could
these
probably
things work.
take a rope and just wrap it around the helm.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that and then run onto the deck and to look down to see where he went and get everyone else.
Okay, so yeah, you look down and you guys all hear Steve running down. Ah! Well, actually, what do they hear?
Steve is screaming at the top of the lungs. He's stumbling down the stairs. He's pushing over the hammocks.
And what does that sound like?
Everyone,
Rezics are hurting.
up,
God.
up. Where's our archivist? Where is he?
Archivist, he's over there. He's studying over there.
You see the archivist and
You.
yes. What's wrong? Are you all right? You're
No.
bleeding.
Yeah. I got bit.
Bit by.
There's a creature beneath us. I don't know how many more there are, but it had the red, just like in the town we were at.
Oh wait,
You've been bit.
Madness.
Yeah.
The Crimson Rot.
I've been playing Elden Ring.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Are we
I've been
playing?
playing too much Elden Ring.
Help.
I don't know what I.
You're
can
the one
do
with the
for
magic.
you.
What I don't.
Oh, I guess we.
What
could,
do you know?
We could sever the arm before it reaches the rest of the body.
That's
Alright.
not happening. Nope. Stop it.
Oh my gosh. It's gonna explode.
Look,
Okay.
I don't know anything about this. I've never. And Eric Karate kind of stands
Yeah, I
up,
was gonna say.
and she comes and she grabs your arm. Let me see. And she looks really deeply at your arm, at the wound. I'm afraid it's already gone into your body. I don't know if there's much I can do. All we can do is...
Anything to slow it, or you
I
said
can
there was a
try
guy
and
with an
slow it.
amulet that.
I can
stopped it?
try and slow it.
Yeah.
There was an amulet.
Did you guys keep that?
I can try and slow this poison as best I can. And she puts her hands onto you, and you feel your blood almost come to a standstill. Your body goes cold as your functions, your heartbeat, your breathing, everything just slows way, way, way down. Meanwhile, Pup comes running down.
I kicked him off. He exploded in the water. All right. Oh God. Oh
We're going
God.
back.
How do you get? It's in your blood. I go up to him and I just start sucking the bite wound and spitting it out.
Thank you.
Roll me a Constitution save
Yeah,
Oh my god.
with advantage.
yeah, because I'm spitting. A con save with.
Count on you, Pup.
Everyone look around. Get any sticks you can find, long sticks. Pointy sticks, great. If they're not pointy, that's okay, but
just
anything
watch.
with distance.
And watch the whole
16 plus 3 is
perimeter, I
19.
assume.
A 19. Okay. You try and spit out as much of this blood and poison as you can. Can you hit the button on that just to see if it works? Just the power button.
Does that have power cord?
It
No?
does and it doesn't.
Darn it.
It's got like one of those USB ones. Ooh. Wow. Confident feel.
Super
You
lazy.
guys are in love.
Oh, and you can just zoom it all the way in. Sorry. Anyways, so
Professional.
professionals. Whoa! What? Other way.
Okay, more.
All the
Okay.
way. There we go. Boom.
Okay. Hopefully it
Need a
stays on.
booster seat. For all the headroom that you give yourself.
I'm
All right,
holding up, dog.
I'm gonna get my
Um,
my plume out of your.
Yeah,
So
what,
you
what'd,
guys-
what'd you roll?
19.
So you guys watch as the archivist immediately runs up to deck, on the top of deck, and you see Taika jump up and just like,
No, Tyga. Downstairs, Tyga. Go downstairs. Go hide. No. Shh.
and then kind of goes back into the corner.
I'll stay
you
close by the archivist.
Eric Karate stays with you, trying to slow this poison, and you just hear in the back something grisly below decks. A slug hasn't heard a word of what you're doing. The archivist runs up the top of deck. Sneaky buggers. And as you guys hear that, you hear some kind of incantation. And all of a sudden the ship shakes under the water as you hear this. And you hear almost rain start to hit the deck.
It's not right.
As if it's
Dick
suddenly
Whalelander.
started to
Dick Whalelander, guys.
hail down, and you hear down
The
from below you.
archivist uses Bikini Atoll.
And you hear, well, there's quite a bit of them. You guys might want to come look at this. And as you come upstairs, you notice that ship much closer than it was before, and you see this glowing lights as if there's hundreds of these little things in the water pulling this boat forward. And that's when you hear a voice way off in the distance. And you look with your spyglass now, and you see hundreds of those little guys, pieces of their bodies in the water. The archivist did something like a depth charge that just blew these things to bits. And it's not even like they exploded, it was all him. And you look and you see this man with an octopus-shaped body.
Oh my gosh.
He's got this little lizard on his shoulder, a pistol in one hand. What looks like a pistol, it's a crossbow, really, but it's shaped very intricately carved. He's got a sword in one hand, and the other hand he's just got what looks like almost like a mace, but made of just these spikes, almost like it looks like it's there like to hook a neck, just grab someone by the neck and start ripping around on the front of this boat, just looking straight at you guys. Still pretty far off, but
Oh my
catching up
God.
speed, and that's when you hear way off in the distance this rumbling sound. And you look off into the distance and you see that there's this storm far, far to the north, and it's moving quickly, almost as if this thing swirling, very similar to what you saw with the stormlings. But something catches you maybe a little off guard, because you see that lightning. You could swear that the lightning itself is maybe the wrong color. As you guys head off. And Kelwise, you start to feel the waves here. There's a current here, an unnatural current ripping you east, ripping you towards that thing. And the boat's moving faster than it should, and you can kind of feel just through the vibrations of the plank something is pulling. Something from deep within the ocean is sucking you guys in a direction very, very, very quickly. What are you guys doing?
I'm asleep still, so.
There is no
Well,
way.
like
He's
a
down
rock.
there screaming.
Oh,
So-
that's true. You were.
And this whole
screaming.
boat has just almost capsized at this point from the shock.
I've been through a lot.
Oh, their boat capsized?
No, your boat has almost, with that depth charge that went off, the whole boat just rocked almost off to one side. Everything in the boat
Nice.
sliding to one side.
I'm still focused on
Does it look like
Okay.
a waterfall? Like the water is moving quickly, like it's gonna drop?
Possibly. It does feel very similar to like a really fast flowing river.
Isn't that what we're
Which
looking
you know is
for?
very
That's
distinct.
Exactly what
Some
we're
hole in the thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that explains. I don't know how to get past all the crazy though. Like, 'cause there's red lightning and there's these creatures still that are coming.
But it
In
feels
the
like
boat?
we're already
Yeah.
getting sucked
Yeah.
through it.
That is where we want to go though.
That's where we want to go.
And yeah, you feel like if you were going to turn back from this current, because it's starting to pick up, you would have to move right now and tack a different direction, or else this current's going to take you.
When I feel the current,
Keep punching my microphone.
does Quinquano elicit a feeling of like good or bad, or can I read
Try and
that?
tap into him.
Okay.
Yeah, just roll me a straight d20 as you try and connect with this thing.
Yeah.
And it's strange because this thing, you know, it doesn't have the same emotions in the same way. It's almost like an alien presence inside you. So sometimes it's very hard to communicate emotions because
Okay.
it's very, very complex. But give it a try. What did you get?
12.
A 12. Hard to tell either way. Quinquano is either excited or agitated. It is excited. It has. There is an emotion there. It's having a reaction, but it's hard. It's impossible for you to kind of differentiate between the two.
By the way, so the lightning was red. Did you say that? You said it was like a different color,
It
but
was
you didn't
off
say.
color. Yeah.
Was it like what color was it though?
It was so fast.
Okay.
If you can watch out for more lightning,
Keep
maybe.
it ahead
Okay.
for more lightning.
Was
Yeah.
it the lightning or the sky or
The
like,
lightning itself
the lightning
was
itself?
just an off color.
Well, we're either getting out of it now or we're heading straight toward it. Anyone have any reservations?
Towards the lightning?
Yeah, directly toward it.
Well, it makes sense that like a hole in the ocean would have something weird above it.
It does.
And if we're gonna fall into it, we'd probably avoid that, yeah.
Hopefully.
Just make sure when we fall, because we're going to the falls, that you make sure we fall really well.
Oh, can I go cure
That'd be up
wounds
to
on
you, I
him?
think.
I can't control the water, my friends. That's
I'll
you.
wait until you're done. Feel like you're done spitting.
Do I taste any difference, like in the blood? I've been punched enough in the face to know what blood tastes like.
Yeah, I mean you've had human blood in your mouth
Yeah.
before, and
Tracks.
it does taste ever so tainted.
Tainted blood.
Taint in your mouth.
Got him.
Yes. It's that kind of day.
Walked right into that one, really.
But yeah, so what are you guys all preparing to do? It seems like this boat is quickly approaching.
All right.
There's a giant off-colored lightning storm kind of moving in.
Everyone, lash yourself to something strong, I would say. Get some rope.
And the
hold on for
archivist
dear life.
from above yells down. I think we're being boarded. I might use some of your
Rezek
help.
was up there.
Oh, up there. I follow the alchemist.
So Rezek,
Yeah,
you come
yeah,
upstairs
I
and you
go
hear
upstairs, too.
you hear this
Immediately.
gurgling sound. Who's going upstairs?
I'm
Go
good.
team
I'm gonna,
magical
yeah, I'm gonna pick a
stuff.
spot with some sharp things.
Yeah, when he went up there, I followed him.
Okay, so you're gonna follow him to the back of the deck.
Yeah, wherever he is, I'm gonna just be right next to him.
Somewhere over here.
You go over here.
Yeah.
Okay. Eva, down
out.
below deck, looks to you, concerned.
Hi.
Hi, what can I do to help?
I don't know. She's got taint in her mouth, and I'm bleeding.
You
I
look,
don't.
and she runs and for the first time, it's weird because her body was never material. That green dress, she takes one of the bows and just tears it from her dress. Something she couldn't do before. She wets it as a wet compress, a cold compress, and puts it onto your forehead and starts to dab it. And you feel faint, just faint a little bit, but you still feel fine for the most part.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the beginnings of a cold or something.
Gotcha.
Oh,
that's never fun.
Where are you going?
I was so
I was gonna go cure wounds on him when
Okay.
Pop was done spitting.
Down there.
I'm not taking any chances.
Okay.
As I come up to the top of the deck, can I start making like icebergs behind us?
Badass.
Icebergs, yeah.
Yeah.
These
It's like
10
as
foot.
big as possible.
Yeah, 10 by 10 foot cubes just starts popping up.
Break their hulls.
That's the idea.
10 by 10 by
Bad
10.
ice cubes.
All right.
Thick.
And remember, if we do get into any
Like
like
10
really
Cs
bad
on
trouble
that
while we're
up.
falling, you do have that necklace that stops.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Just in
good point.
case. I don't think we're gonna need it, but-
Yeah, everyone lash yourself to the deck. I really mean that.
As this is going on, you start to hear gurgling sounds from around the boat. The archivist holds his hand up. You start to see this ball of flame start to spin in directions, and it spins and spins and spins until it's almost clear, and you start to see the air itself catching fire around this spinning ball of heat. And he holds it in front of him, and just the shock pushes his body back, and this ball fires off into the water and disappears. And then you see the very ocean itself start to rise up as if a giant tsunami, bodies and viscera everywhere as it comes raining back down on all of you. Everybody roll me initiative.
Cover your mouth and nose.
Are we
I
still
think that
the
might have
same
been
initiative?
Yeah,
not
so
sure.
you were
I was
12?
12.
Big fireball.
And Reed was 13.
Oh, I was like, am I
Nice of
re-rolling
the
for initiative? No, never mind. Because I had a better roll this time.
Sucks to suck.
It does suck to suck.
23.
I'm in rough enough shape as it is, man. I'm
12.
not a good
Oh.
night.
I think.
You do that. I'm
What you got?
another drink. 'Cause I'm
I got
thirsty.
7.
7?
14.
14. You start to hear gurgling coming from the side of the boat, Cornelia. You react first.
So I just want to use maybe my bonus action. Can I do this actually? Just tie a rope around my dagger and still have a chance to like look over and
Tie a rope to your dagger.
yeah. Trying to use
As
it as a ranged weapon.
a bonus action, sure. You wouldn't have proficiency with it, because it would be like an improvised weapon. You'd still probably get dexterity. But sure, you could use a bonus action to do that. You're a rogue.
Okay, cool.
You got fast hands. So you quickly just tie a rope to the end of a dagger,
Yeah.
and then you look over the edge.
Yeah.
And when you look-
I guess I could have used my bow now, but I want to.
You look over the edge.
Cool though, you know. Like, why not?
Climbing up the deck
Oh, okay.
on this side.
Can I use it as a whip and try to get like swipe him? Like,
Swipe them? Yeah. Roll an attack with disadvantage, and you'll be swinging at both of them.
And then don't add my proficiency.
More like
right?
Don't just dexterity.
Oh. Oh, well. It's not gonna happen. It's 6.
A
It's
6.
my disadvantage.
Okay. So you swipe at them, and it's hard because the boat is literally rocking back and forth. The seas themselves are now crashing about. You swing, and you get pretty close to hitting one of them. But unfortunately, you miss with your attack.
Alright, I'm just gonna back up a little bit so I'm not right on the edge and
Okay.
say, there's 2 of them over here.
All right. You say that. Kelwise,
Yes.
what are you doing?
I pause making ice cubes for the moment. How far away is the ship behind us now?
Massive ice cube.
Maybe 1,000 feet.
1,000 feet. That's too far. Creatures are on the sides of the ship. Are there any like holding on? I mean, I see there's a
There's
couple
2
holding on
climbing
to
up there. You
but
you
only
can't
on the
see.
side.
Well, you can't see on the other sides of the ship yet.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna move in more toward the center of the ship in case
Okay.
anything comes up.
You gonna
and
ready in
then
action?
I am.
D&D Beyond.
Yeah, I'll hold an action with my gun.
With your gun?
Wait. Yeah, with my gun.
Okay, you hold an action with your gun. Kel-wise, I put everyone's character names except for Reed. I put Reed. Steve.
I have like 4 other names if you want to use.
Steve, you hear
Yeah,
Michael.
we
you hear
can't
combat going on upstairs.
Yep. How am I feeling?
You feel, I mean, again, you just feel like there's like a small like tickle in the back of your throat, just like the beginnings of a cold.
Is there a way to know if I am still poisoned?
I mean, you.
Can I do like a
You
check?
you're
give
pretty
myself a
sure
physical?
that you're still poisoned, but there's nothing you can do about that now,
Great.
as far as what's been happening. Trust, you actually cast Cure Wounds, so you.
I did.
So you get health and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well. Okay. I have to roll for that, don't I?
Yeah. So Steve, what are you doing?
I'm gonna. Oh gosh, this is tricky. I don't know how this poison works. This is.
We better find out.
1d8.
I'm gonna take a step. How does it feel?
A step.
Once, like, let's
You
say I
feel-
walk
I mean,
around the deck. just
For
a
the
little
most part, you take a couple steps and you feel fine. I mean, your
Okay.
body feels fine. It's, I mean, you were
imagine,
just
like,
bitten. And as you know, like you had talked to as far as
6 points of
Old-
healing.
bit. Hey, I'm
as
back
far
to
as
6
Old
points.
Tom
Oh,
had
almost back
said,
to
you know,
full.
this crimson madness seeps into you and slowly takes over. And as far as Erikarati was concerned, something she had heard was like this thing takes, you know, a good couple weeks before it really takes over. And you guys had known like Old Tom was probably diseased for a very, very, very long
Oh,
time.
that's right.
That necklace he wore kept it from really taking over his mind, but only kind of, right? Like he was slowly slipping into madness even with that necklace, but he was an old man. And he had been in that town for years. So when that necklace was removed, it probably hit him all at once.
Okay, I'm gonna look at myself. Are there any redness that you were referring to?
No.
Nothing's visible.
Not yet.
Okay. So I feel. What was that look?
No, I'm just looking.
It's a
I said
suspect.
not
it's a
yet.
Suspect
I
look.
was just like,
Don't do that.
I'm just imagining you like frantically pacing
not-
around, like taking your like
Yeah.
pulse, like okay,
Just doing a full physical, like does the reflex check, like okay, we're good.
what's broken? Is anything broken?
breathing into a bag.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay. I'm gonna go back upstairs. Find
Okay,
the deck,
so you use your movement, you run upstairs.
and I am going to go next to
there you go.
Calwise.
Boom. 20. So you go here. You're gonna ready an action, like a pistol shot or something. If something pops up,
Can I-
or
can
a
I-
dodge, you can just get in like a defensive stance.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was just gonna hold for defensive. Just what is it to hold for?
Yeah, it's just a dodge action.
Yeah, just hold for dodge action.
Okay, so you take a dodge action.
Yeah.
Pup.
Yep.
What are you doing?
Well, since he's a-okay,
For now.
for now,
For now.
I'm gonna run up,
Okay.
and as soon as I peek my head up, no one's on
No one's on the deck yet
deck.
that you can see. No enemies, at least.
It's a little Pokemon.
I want to go. Yeah, it's a little pup. Little pup.
Didn't.
I'm gonna go on the opposite side of Cornelia if I can.
Okay.
On the other side of the ship.
One over here.
No. Like on the other side of the ship.
Like
So
facing that way?
correct. So like
Like facing over
correct.
here.
Yeah.
I'll get there.
And I'm gonna hold an
Look-
attack.
Are you gonna go right to the edge and look over, or are you just?
Yeah,
running
I want to go to the edge and hold an attack to bop
So you
anything
run over
down
to
that I
that
see.
side, and you see 4 more of those things crawling up.
There's more.
4 more. Jesus.
But wait, there's more.
I can't reach any of them.
No, they're kind of at the base, just at the water level.
Great, I'm holding an attack.
Okay. You hold an attack. Trust. What are you doing?
Am I below deck?
Yes.
Is that what's happening?
Still.
How much movement does it take to get above?
For you, it would probably take just about all your movement just to pop out the door.
And that comes out where up there?
Right here. So you pop
Okay.
out here.
Then I'm going to cast hypnotic pattern over by Pup where they saw all of those ones coming up.
Is that a targeted? spell?
They have to roll a save.
Is it like a thing you can see though? Do you have to be able to see them to cast it? Because they're like over the edge.
It just says each creature in the area who sees the pattern.
Yeah. You just
Okay.
plant it somewhere, and if they can see it, then they are affected.
So I'm
by it.
gonna plant it like in front of
Yeah.
Pup over
That's
the
clutch.
edge.
It's right over the edge. Okay.
Yeah.
There's a cube within range. Okay. So you cast it. Where are you casting it?
Like right at the edge of the boat
30-foot cube.
in front of Pup.
That'd be crazy.
So I don't want Pup to be
What's
in
your-
the
I was
cube.
like, am I like?
No, I don't want
SOL?
Pup to be in the cube.
Well, they have to be inside the cube.
No, I
to-
know,
to
but
see
not-
it. So yeah, so you're
Pup won't
casting
be
it.
in the cube, is what I'm saying.
Okay, so you can hit 2 of them. With that, so you cast Hypnotic Pattern.
Nice.
1 passes and 1 fails.
Okay.
What's your DC?
6. It's a save of wisdom 16.
16. Okay, so 1 passes and 1 fails. So, Pup, you look kind of over the edge, ready to bop. This weird swirls of magical chaos kind of start swirling around him, and then one of the things starts to crawl up, and then just kind of
It might just be like
just starts looking around at everything.
what's this that one?
One of these guys is freaking out.
That's it.
Okay,
Ta-da.
Rezik.
Spell ends if it takes damage.
Sorry. Okay, so I am watching this master of the arcane work, and he just launched off what I would only assume is like a massive fireball or something. I don't know what
As
it
far
was.
as you can tell, it
Okay.
was, yeah, something on that.
So he just killed a bunch of those creatures on the outside. Do I see more that are coming still that I
So
can
yeah,
also
you look
help
over
kill,
the
or-
edge, and you see a big one starting to crawl up from the bottom. And Archivist is kind of focused
big
more
one.
out. You see
Okay.
a very, very large looking, like almost like a frog man.
Ugh, okay. All right. Let's see here.
And it's covered in these red veins. All
Don't
down
let
its
them
body.
touch you.
Sticks for get the sticks. Get the stick.
So I am going to cast Witch Bolt. I think I could do it at 3rd
Nice.
level. Sorry.
Magic users. It's crazy.
Yeah, I can. Okay, so yeah, basically I just like put my hands through my hair like usual. I get that that powder I have. Basically was like I made a powder from this tree that was hit by lightning, and I just rub my hands in it, and slowly electricity just kind of like goes through my hands, and I'm just gonna start hitting it with this massive bolt of electricity.
Okay. Roll an attack.
Okay.
Hair grease, go.
Let's see here.
Go magic hair grease.
Oof. I have to roll for attack first, though. Huh?
Yeah, seriously.
Oh, range spell. Sorry, range spell attack. You're right. My bad.
It's not an oil slick he's making, right?
Oil slick.
Okay, so that is 10 plus 7, so 17.
17 hits.
Okay,
Nice.
and then it's 3d 12. Where's the 12? This guy. 1, 3. Okay, so that is 14.
14 points of damage. Okay.
Not great, but
This thing, wrapped with lightning, gurgles this deep, strange sound. It's almost like a sizzling sound that comes out of his mouth. At the same time, the Archivist holds his hands up and starts to cast something with both hands. His eyes are closed, but you start to see a light popping out from under his eyes, and he just starts to collect energy. Massive amounts of energy as he holds his hands up into the air. At the same time, all of these guys, except for the one hypnotic pattern, start to run up. Pup. One jumps up in front of you, you get an attack.
Bop.
One jumps up over here, you get an attack. And these two pop up on deck. You did not have a thing, did you? No, you attacked. Okay. Let's just go in the order. You both had attacks. Roll attacks.
Roll a 25.
25, that hits.
That's a 15.
Nice.
15. That also hits. Which ones are you attacking?
I'm sorry.
Which one are you attacking?
Oh, the green.
Green?
One.
Okay. Roll damage.
Yeah. 10.
Ooh. What'd you do for damage? 10.
Nice.
Yeah, only 6 for me.
6. Both of your shots, or both attacks, hit. This one, you smash its head in, its brain just kind of, it's like it has a soft skull. It's almost like it's been withered away and eaten, as if it's just hollow. It just caves in. But he manages to hold on to the railing. His body starts to bloat quickly.
Do I get
very
my
quickly.
second attack when I hold an attack? Because I have 2 attacks on my attack.
You only get one
Yeah,
attack.
I wanted that too. Yeah.
You only get one attack. Yours, you shoot him, falls off the edge, falls,
Knockback.
and you hear a poof from the water, and you see viscera. Unfortunately for you, he holds onto the railing. Roll me a dexterity saving throw as this thing explodes right on the deck.
I get +7 to dex saves, so. And I rolled a 20.
Yeah, so you immediately hit this thing. It starts to bloat up, and you're like, well, GTFO. And it just kind of explodes all over the deck, and the rain washes down. Still, it's like raining from the sky from this blast, and it kind of starts washing it away.
Can we say for flavor, is it dark out?
It is, yes. It's the middle of the night.
For flavor, can I have like vanished and then appeared somewhere slightly farther away, and that's how I got out of it?
Yeah, sure.
Because I panicked.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think that.
So you catch some
It's a
shadows from the
That's
moonlight,
tight.
and you step basically to the right, and you come from the left, and you kind of just dodge out of the way. At the same time, this one comes running up to you.
No.
Otherwise. Running up, and this big one. See if you can climb. This big one, oof. He just comes, grabs onto the edge, and you see this. Got this mutated arm. One of his arms.
Chocobo,
It is a
right?
chocobo, yeah.
I don't have anything.
No, that's great. I
Anything.
was just like, wow, it looks familiar.
It's got this big mutated arm with these fat claws on them, and you can see there's just something like a red poison dripping down its arm as it just brings it up and tries to smash it down on you, Rezik.
Great.
Welcome to the club.
Ooh. Does a 21 hit?
Well, if I use, so I have mage armor on, 15, so if I use shield, it'll be 20. So I guess not. Dang it.
Okay. Slashes at you. Where's the other one? 7, 3, that's
Wouldn't matter
10.
anyway.
You take 15 points of damage and give me a Constitution saving throw.
Whoa.
Meanwhile, these three come and attack. 2 at you, Cornelia.
I've got the madness.
2. One's a 2. Both of them miss.
6.
Orange one attacks at you, Kowaz. And that's also a miss. Those three all come clawing at you. These big, veiny red bodies and these weird frogmen. This one mutated. Its arm is just this huge, in another world, arm wrestling champion. But in this world, just
Among other things.
horror. What did you get?
I got a 6. So
6 for your save.
yeah.
Yeah, and again, the same. You start to feel just a slight itch in the back of your throat.
Go downstairs.
Despite all this.
Everyone's
And then, you guys all overhead, you start to see these storm clouds quickly rushing in above you.
Really?
And you just see this crackling crimson lightning
is.
flow through the sky, and you hear, instead of that high-pitched, fun-loving sound you're used to from these stormlings, this deep, guttural, ha, ha,
It's an emo
ha,
storm.
ha. And you see this stormling with red lightning bolts
guess
all down its body,
Oh, crap.
look down
Evil
upon you,
stormling.
Not even kidding.
holding just bolts of energy in its hand, looks to the deck and
Sick.
just unloads on the deck. Everyone on the deck, roll me a dexterity saving throw.
So is that all of us? That's all of
A
us. Yeah.
magic.
What was it? Dex save?
Mm-hmm.
I got a 15.
15?
21.
21? 19?
21.
21.
26.
26?
Come on, Trust.
12 plus 4.
16. You guys all hit the deck, and this lightning rushes over. It doesn't hit anyone. Everyone saves. But the storm cloud, now the eye of the storm, this floating, mutated stormling now just kind of following the boat, looming over, collecting energy, and behind you, you see that boat getting closer and closer. You start to feel it. The pull of the current of the ocean, and you kind of look in the direction that you're heading, and you don't see anything. You don't see anything.
It's probably a good sign.
No waves in the distance. There's just this large circular funnel of dangerous water. And you know that these kinds of things you gotta handle very, very carefully, because if you steer the boat just off the axis of the flow, this thing's gonna start tumbling through these waves. And you notice your boat's kind of just fishtailing back and forth right now. There's no one at the helm.
It's tied.
It's
good.
tied, but it's kind of just like...
It's tied hecka good.
That's what you see, and that's what you feel. But first, Cornelia, you've got this rope knife, and two of these guys are just trying to bite you, scratch you, claw you, anything they can.
I'm gonna, I guess, just cast Booming Blade and try to attack one of these guys. Oop.
Oh!
The ship!
Oh, the ship is broken! Oh no! Did we catch that? Yeah, it's right on camera. Perfect. Perfect for the vlog.
It wasn't me.
Game
Needs to
over.
last
Look
at least
at her-
3 sessions.
Look at her feigning guilt. Purpose. We all know it.
Yeah, she's mad. She's just like, yeah, all right. You spent 2 days making this boat. Fuck your boat.
Oh man,
Booming blade. Okay.
Actually, can I pull out my wand with my free action and then cast the wand, the silver spindle, silk sewn, like right here?
Do you have that one?
I have
Or
that
does
wand.
Dresden
That's not
have
the
that
one. It's a staff, and she and
Oh, the
yeah.
Cornelius already had
the
that.
one that,
yeah.
Yeah, Dresden has the wand version of that, and I
He has
have the big
wand
bane
of
stick.
web, and you have the silk
The
spindle.
rod.
I
Yeah.
feel like that thing just gets passed around conveniently.
Cornelia
It's in
usually
a
has
dimensional
it.
space. Everybody has it.
No.
Okay.
Usually Cornelia
So
has
where are you casting it? Like right
I'm
where you
just
are?
gonna cast it, yeah,
Okay. So you hold it up.
and hope that my
Um,
dex save will
And
save.
Steve, you it could be just a weird glint of something, but she holds this wand up, and you see this tiny little, what looks like a silkworm, pop its head out
I've seen weirder.
just for a second, and then the head, this weird sewn cocoon head of the staff, just explodes into this sticky thread that just covers the entire area. Both of them just get knocked to the ground, stuck with this stuff. They still can move their claws and bite at you. Roll me a dexterity saving throw.
So that was with magic. So I get, oh, thank God it's with. It ends up being a 19.
A 19. Okay, yeah, you manage to jump and it just explodes out on the ground and you land. They can still attack, but they can't move right now.
I am going to. So that's my action. So I'm just gonna do my bonus action and disengage.
Okay.
And
Rogues.
back up.
Yeah.
Love rogues.
Toward Pup here.
Okay, so you back up. And these things start clawing at the ground. Kelwise, yeah, you feel the boat starting to plummet towards this hole in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah. Because the creature's
no,
so
you're
close to me, I'm going to attack it first before I try to take movement. So I will hit it with the butt of the gun
Okay.
first. 13.
A 13 hits.
Yeah. All
Cool.
right. Okay.
Butt of the gun does a
D6.
6. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Plus dexterity.
Plus dex 1. Fantastic. That's a 5 total.
5 total. You flip your gun backwards, smash this thing, and just like we had found out before, it's almost like its body's just soft tissue, almost like porous bones, and you hear a crack, and the thing just falls to the deck.
Nice.
And then it starts to well up.
Well, that's good because I'm running away.
And bigger
And I helped
and
him out,
bigger.
so
Because I'm out of here.
And you start to run.
Does he make it?
That's sort of
I also
like,
held for dodge, so I
And
Gucci.
got Gucci.
roll me a dexterity saving throw with
No.
advantage.
With advantage. Oh, thank
Yes.
God.
Because you're already sick.
11. Dexterity, 15.
A 15, yeah. This thing on the deck explodes and lands. Kelwai starts running towards the helm. Steve, it's your turn.
Captain, before you go, you gotta steer the ship.
Yeah.
Give me your gun.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'll toss him the gun.
Okay.
Those 2 boomlings. Firing.
Okay.
Oh,
So
dang.
you pull out both of these guns, which look very similar. Just one of them,
Two-wielding.
maybe a Mark II, a Mark III, you don't know. It's just a little bit more advanced than the one you're used to. But you're going to figure this out.
Feels
You
good.
pointed one at each of these boomlings.
Still has
Roll me an
two.
attack.
I got 2 guns.
Roll me 2 attacks.
That is a... 1 is a 2, 1 is a 9. What's your misfire score on one of them?
I don't
He doesn't have a
misfire
misfire score in his.
Oh. What?
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh,
Exactly.
Damn. Okay, so I got
Like a
I got a
handicap or?
kind of. I got a 2 on one. I got a 9 on the other.
A 9. Both of them. You flip up, and just before you're about to fire, the whole boat, boom! Both shots hit the deck and ricochet off. And you see these 2 scuff
I
marks.
still have 2.
You see these 2 scuff marks in the deck of the boat that just,
Steve.
god damn it.
Steer the boat.
And they ricochet.
Going.
They ricochet just near those knife attacks.
I'm building up a portfolio of nice
Yeah,
decks in
but
the
Steve, you doing anything else?
boat. I am gonna stand next to Trust.
Okay.
Hello.
So you back up next to Trust. At the same time, Pup, you and Trust. What are you guys doing?
I am. Wait, do we go at the same time?
Basically, yes.
Okay, so there's those 2 are still on the deck,
Yes.
alive.
Yes.
You're just stuck.
They're stuck in the ground.
They're stuck in the ground.
Their movement is 0.
What's this guy? He's still alive?
Yeah, that's the
Yeah, it's the toad guy.
big
Okay.
big old guy.
I will. How much to get up there?
That's a lot.
25 to get onto this step.
You should take care of the sticky ones. I'll take
Are
care
you
of that big
are you
one.
ditching me?
No, I'm just trying to decide. I just thought Cowboys would be less mad if I used Thunder Wave on the one off the back than the one on the front.
Yeah.
But
You're not wrong. Aim it in the direction of the boat behind us would be good.
Cinematography.
I will use Shatter on the 2 sticky ones.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
Are they
Now.
within 10 feet of each other?
Trust.
Yeah.
You feel this being inside you,
Oh God.
and you're like, "What is that? Is that a warning signal?" And you think about the spell Shatter and its effects on the things around it when you cast, and it literally shatters the very
It's a loud noise.
ground it is beneath. Now, I mean, in this moment, I'm just wanting to forewarn you that there might be some
Something in the back
collateral
of your head is
damage.
screaming.
I thought
You
the
can-
way it's so the way it's described is just a loud ringing noise, which to me doesn't destroy wood. So in your world, Shatter works differently because I would like clarification.
Well, it probably says in the spell that it destroys something, I'm guessing, James.
It says
Just destroy
a
ships.
sudden loud ringing noise erupts from a point, and they have to make a Constitution saving throw.
A non-magical object that isn't being worn or carried
Oh.
also takes damage if it's in this spell's area.
But if it's a 10-foot sphere, can't I cast it not touching the ship?
It's true. That's a good point.
That's a
I
very
mean,
good point.
you can if it's just touching, but it wouldn't touch the other. It would only hit one of them.
Like I couldn't get both of their heads. in
Because
that?
the
Yeah,
second,
true.
because it's a circle, right? So the second
You
you
can do this.
touch it down,
I guess it would be a little bit difficult, but
You would hit the ship. A little bit. It hits the ground.
You would need to be very
I'm just like, in my head, I'm like, a loud piercing noise.
There's already
can't
2
destroy
ricochets
wood,
and a
but
bunch
alright,
of like
alright,
dagger
alright.
you would need
strikes
to
in
be
there.
very
So
precise.
Alright.
Avoid shooting the mast, and we're fine.
But you may. I mean, here's the thing. You're a chaotic being. There's a chance that you could sculpt the spell after you cast it to not break the ship.
What? What does that mean?
You can try and contain this thing and not hit the ship, but it's gonna be hard.
So you gotta roll.
Yeah. Saying you can cast a spell and then roll.
Okay, fine. Then I'll cast Bane on both of them.
Okay. Both of them.
I guess it's up to
saves?
3 creatures, but I have to get within 30 feet of them. So move me.
You are.
Am I?
Oh, I'm looking at Cornelia. Never mind, I'm dumb.
Both of them fail. You start to see just these dark clouds start to spin around their heads. Anything else, Trust?
I will. Who's up there? Cowboys and Rezek?
Mm-hmm.
I'll give
Oh, it's
On my way.
the Archivist and Resident.
Archivist and Rezek. I will. Where are my bonus actions? I think I'm gonna give.
Oh, camera's off again. Good.
I'll give inspiration to Rezek with the big thing.
Rezik, you get inspiration.
What is
Should
it?
we turn it off?
What is it?
Let it do its thing.
Let's turn it off.
The inspiration
Turn it off on the
is. Come on, Rezek, get that big boy!
Always so loud, but it's like a big. You just like see like a big smile on his face as he's grumbling about whatever. She's back.
Pup, what are you doing?
Pup sees this, is in panic mode because they know that people are being infected. They see Rezek up there. There's a lot of people down here. Rezek's up there. Is this the Archivist?
Yes. It's big toad duty.
But this thing is huge, and these things are small?
Huge.
Yeah.
It's like double.
That thing's large. It's maybe like double the size. Yeah.
Pup's just in panic blink mode. Pup's a blink dog right now,
Okay.
and is going to blink up there.
Well, you move through shadows, right?
No. I move through dim light or darkness.
Dim light or darkness. Okay. Are you blinking up here?
Yep. That's not me.
That's
Steve.
Oh, that's
Steve.
Steve.
And I can move 60 feet.
Pup, pup, pup.
60 feet. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25,
That's
30,
me
40,
confused
40,
with
45,
the
50, 55, 60.
oh man.
That's 60 feet.
And then I will use my movement. Huh?
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Move over here. Hey!
And I also have advantage. You know what? I'll start running, and then I'll panic as I'm running, and then I'll shadow step.
Okay.
And then because I shadow stepped, I have advantage on the first melee attack you make before the end of the turn.
Okay.
So now I'm gonna hit it twice
All right.
for my first attack.
Turn this black screen again.
Is a 16.
16
Black
hits.
screen again.
Yeah, it went off.
Bummer, dude.
5.
It's just my game. It's fine. Nothing important. 5 damage.
And the second one is a 13 to hit.
Hey.
13 does not hit.
Pup's in panic mode.
It's okay.
Okay. So you guys see Pup impossibly fast in the blink of an eye, just almost teleport through this darkness, and out the other side, jumps up to the side of the boat and then whacks them. Rezik.
Okay. So yeah, because I have this arc of electricity already between me and this toad monster, I'm going to I've been hit by it. I'm like, ah, and I just turn and see Pup, and I'm like, oh hi, and I just gonna try to just force it even deeper into this toad's face, and I'm gonna try to just do some more damage to it.
You're giving it
Like a rock?
LaCroix!
Nice.
Ha! Nice.
9,
Nice, LaCroix.
19
Nice, Croy.
points of electric damage, or whatever it's called.
Okay. 19 more points.
Yeah.
What?
This thing screams out into the night as more electricity just starts racking its body.
It's still up.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I can take another attack from this thing. So I'm just going to just be like, I'll be right there. behind you, and I'm just gonna fall back, and I'm gonna like there's gonna be like paint that like is right behind me that basically like it changes the ground, and the image that it makes is over here, this kind of like area. I fall back, and then suddenly I kind of come up right here.
You have Splatoon powers.
Misty step.
Yes.
Okay.
Splatoon. Is it a squid or a kid?
Yeah, basically.
Splits.
Is that canon? Splatoon powers?
The archivist,
You start talking like that.
his energy he's been
You got it.
holding up in his arms, channels, looks at that other boat, and pulls down. And you see this giant screen of ice just explode down straight into the ocean at almost a half mile across, making this barrier just floating almost as big as a small island itself.
That's
Jesus.
cool.
And that boat
Fucking amazing.
Get it,
completely cuts them off. At the same time, though, these things, these two baned creatures try and rip through their...
They fail.
And they both fail.
Yeah. Get
But
right.
this big one
Get wrecked.
comes,
Stupid.
jumps up on deck, pup looking at you, swipes at you twice. Both attacks miss.
I told you. What?
And at the same time, you guys start to feel the lightning above you heat up, and then another wave of lightning comes across the deck from this stormling. Everyone roll a dexterity saving throw.
By the way, when I hit it, did I have to roll to like see if it fell off or not?
It rolled. It did.
Okay.
It did roll, and it rolled very high.
Couldn't hurt to ask.
It's got that big beefy arm.
What'd you get?
What was it again?
17.
I thought we got the same
17?
number again.
I
Dex?
forget what my plus is.
Okay.
I rolled a 13 though, so.
13.
What is it? It's Dex save?
10?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 7. So yeah, 17.
17. 10.
Dirty 20.
30, 20.
21.
21.
15.
15. Coweyes, you're caught just by this lightning as it comes rolling through. And you take 8 points of lightning damage as this thing racks by. Also, these two on the deck,
Die.
both of them also take lightning and explode. Cornelia, you are far enough away. These two on the deck explode and they fall down.
Now I can do my idea.
At the same time, the boat gets caught by that initial swirling. Everyone roll another dexterity saving throw as the boat just lurches almost in a 90-degree angle, getting caught in that giant whirlpool heading
ask it
straight
not
down.
to?
That's right.
Another
You
17.
may. 17.
11.
11.
12.
12.
9.
9.
11.
11.
Hey,
9.
This is
We're
great.
What'd you get?
11.
11.
Yeah.
Crap.
Everyone but Trust.
Hey, good job, Chris.
All right,
I don't believe it.
How is
here we
that?
go. Pup,
Sea
you are
legs.
thrown. Oh, you're just thrown prone.
Oh no.
Oh.
Hellwise,
How fun.
you are thrown prone as well.
Oh my gosh, please.
I mean, depending.
So glad I'm in the middle of the boat.
You are thrown 3 feet this way
Okay. Okay.
and prone. Steve,
Oh,
you were
that's
thrown
so
4
fun.
feet this way and prone. And Rezik, you were thrown straight overboard. Oh no! Dexterity saving throw. Oh,
And it fails.
But
doesn't.
21.
a 21. You guys see Rezik go whoop overboard and then grab onto the edge, and he's now hanging. This is him hanging off the
He's
side.
done this before.
Oh my!
He does this for fun, so.
Boom.
This happened. He was drunk a couple days ago.
I'll go for this guy.
That's true.
This
I've
guy
seen this
also
movie before.
fails. He's thrown prone.
Get right.
And-
I fart on him.
Nice. Critical kill.
You're farting. I'm just heckin' scared.
The archivist passes. All right.
Of course.
Boat now caught in this lurch,
Right.
and the boat itself is starting to tip sideways as the current is starting to slowly capsize this thing. Cornelia, it's your turn. You look kind of over the edge now as the boat is tipping down, and you just see endless nothing as this hole in the middle of the ocean is heading straight down. You look above you, there's just lightning crackling across the sky, and you can still hear the gurgling roars of this beast upon the back of the deck. What are you doing?
I'm gonna stand up.
Okay.
And that's
half your movement? Yeah.
And I am going. Where's Kelwise? He's here.
Next to the steps.
Yeah.
Can I shoot this guy?
Taking a break.
Oh, but it would be disadvantage.
You can shoot him, yeah, at disadvantage because he's prone.
And then if I fly, I just if I use my cape, it's the same movement, right? Movement, or what was it again?
Yes, but there's a storm overhead, so you'd have disadvantage on that too because the winds are just very chaotic. It might just blow you off the ship.
All right, I'm gonna. Sorry, I'm gonna. Do I have an action to pull out my bow? I want to shoot this.
Yeah, you can drop whatever you have.
Yeah.
And then just pull out your bow and take a shot.
Yeah, I'm gonna do
disadvantage.
Disadvantage. Then it's plus something. Plus 5 plus 12, and it's advantage.
12 doesn't hit. The arrow kind of goes wide and goes slipping over the side. Anything else?
I am going to just start moving forward.
Okay.
So it ends up being.
You get 12 feet, which is like, and then you can dash for 25.
Okay, cool. Sorry, I do
So
this all
you
the
can
time.
move like 37, basically.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So right here somewhere.
Okay. You run over there. Killwise.
Can I help them up? Oh no.
No.
I don't have any more movement. Okay.
Same. Gonna push myself up, and then I want to dash for the helm for the wheel.
Okay. So you stand up. That's 12 feet.
Yeah.
And then that's 12-ish feet. And then you have 25.
Oh, good kill it. Oh.
20, 25. You make it there. You untie
the rope.
Untie the rope, and you grab the helm. You're now at the helm, and this beast is crashing behind you with this big old arm.
Is Dresden napping?
Dresden, yeah,
Always
seems to have come down with some kind of just cold.
Madness.
So convenient.
Steve,
Yes.
what are you doing?
No.
Oh, I have.
What about Eric Karate?
Okay.
She never helped.
Okay, so I have a range of 80 to 320.
Slug
Is
sleeping.
the big guy in range?
Yes, he is prone, so you'd get disadvantage on ranged attacks against him.
Well,
but
not
you can shoot.
not if I Deadeye shot to
Salt.
cancel it out because I get advantage.
Yes, you just
and then
get
I have
normal.
it twice, so
Warn me
I'm still
against
dual wielding.
Okay,
So 2 attack rolls.
so you're using Deadeye on both weapons.
Yes.
Okay, so you stand up, and you look over the edge, and you jump up and try to shoot this thing.
Boing.
Yeah, just normal shots, both.
7. So that with my that's 6. That's plus 6 on both. So that's a 19, and then that's a 15.
13.
13. No.
13 misses, but the 19 hits.
Cool. That's what? That's a D. What is it? D10. It's a D10.
D10!
And which gun were you using first? You shot his first.
Or whichever one hits is his.
Okay.
Boomstick
Boom.
first.
You shoot the boomstick, and it's weird because this thing has a little bit more firepower than you're used to, more than you were able to put in your own gun.
But I like
you
it.
hit this thing, and the bolt comes out with a force which knocks your arm back,
Oh, yeah, it feels
sending
good.
this pellet. Roll damage, and this thing gets hit, and it almost goes flying off the edge. Let's see. Oh! You shoot it, it smashes up against the deck and goes flipping up.
Yeah!
Damage
Into the water.
If it doesn't
What's your
matter.
damage?
It's a 6 plus 4, so 10.
10 damage.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And then I'm gonna do something really stupid.
All right.
Really.
Something else really stupid.
Well, yeah, I'm on a roll tonight. I am going to action surge because I assume this would be an action. I'm going to take my gun. I'm gonna open it, and I'm gonna point it at the sky and try to attract that stormling. Just gonna wave around, make it look real enticing.
That is stupid.
Ooh, roll me a
really
performance
stupid.
check.
You're right.
Yeah, that's
Stupid.
pretty stupid.
Right, that's dumb.
This might be the dumbest thing I've ever done. Performance plus 2, so that's a 17.
Oh, I didn't.
Lightning
Yeah, this
strikes
thing.
the ship,
You hear this thing in the
sure
sky.
doesn't hit
Ha
all of us.
ha ha! Ha ha ha! As it looks down upon you. joy on its face. This thing's joyful. It loves lightning. It loves storms,
Good.
and it
Get in my
plans
gun.
to share all of its love with you.
Get in my barrel.
Steve, Pup, what are you doing?
I'm gonna get up and try to save Rezek.
Rezek, okay? So you run
Someone's
over here.
gonna do
You
Yeah, I mean-
grab his arms and you pull him back over the deck.
Thank you.
Downstairs. It's better than the
No,
alternative.
that happens. That happens.
Is he still prone?
yeah.
'Cause
You pulled him up over. No, he's not prone. And you guys notice, I mean, like, the waters are getting really choppy here. This is going to be a rough ride. Trust.
can I use the rest of my movement to not be anywhere near the edge?
Sure, where do you want to go?
I'm actually, I'm gonna hold on to the wheel.
You're going to go to helm, hold on the helm? With him.
You know.
Are you there?
Yeah.
He's very small.
I'm just very small.
You are perfectly placed behind the archivist, where so I could not see you.
You're kind of small.
I'm there
no.
to with any for any
us his
assistance.
Okay, you assist.
It's a great size.
Someone
say the
Pup, Trust, what are you doing?
There's nothing
Some would say.
crawling up still.
Not that you can tell, there's no enemies left. It's just this boat is starting to rock and tip and bend sideways. And the last time you almost went flying off the edge.
Okay, I'm gonna back up next to.
I think there's a mast right here too. We just
Okay.
don't have it.
I'm gonna back up to Steve
Oh,
a bit,
hi.
and I'm gonna go hold an action if that thing tries to if it fires at him. I would like to hold. I can hold. I just want to not let Steve die.
You're gonna hold like a
Wait,
cutting
it's
words.
it's
Fuck you.
For like 2 minutes.
it's lightning, right? The thing's
Vicious mockery.
the thing is shooting lightning, right?
The thing in the sky, yeah, shooting lightning down at you guys from pretty far away. It's very high in the sky.
Very high in the sky. Okay.
It's a couple 100 feet in the air.
God, I don't have any good to hold. But
You
I wanna
can
help.
like tie a rope to yourself.
Can I, if I'm next to Steve, can I tie a rope to both of us?
Yeah, sure. So Steve, Trust just runs over and starts tying a rope around both of
What's
you.
happening? What are we doing? I'm trying to attract a terrifying
I
monster.
do not.
Rezek, what are you
I do
doing?
not answer him.
Okay, fair
So
enough.
do I start off prone?
No, you're up. I'm
Okay.
sorry. Yeah.
You have inspiration
I
as
know,
well.
that's
Don't
why
forget.
Yes, thank you very much. I totally forgot about that. I'm going to just first thank you, Pup, and then I'm going to just go down. Jeez Louise. I
Louise.
am going to Misty step down to this door and then go inside.
Okay, you run downstairs.
Running away.
And get
Wow.
into the fetal position and just start kind of trying to heal the wound that I have and try to get rid of this disease if
That's
possible.
right, I forgot.
Okay.
Sucking it out.
Yeah.
I felt
And
bad
Air
when I
Karate
walked
runs
in.
over to you and starts trying to help you assist with that.
Thank you.
The boat
I got the madness.
starts to spin
It's just-
down this huge
It's just slight aggravation, that's all.
whirlwind,
Aggravation.
flowing and flowing and flowing. And the boat just starts to rock every which way, just really smashing up against the sides. All of you guys need to roll a dexterity saving throw, but it'll be DC 25 minus whatever Kelwise rolls for his survival
Can
to
I-
steer the boat.
Can I assist because I'm there helping him? So he can
Oh.
have advantage. I'm there assisting.
Roll
Like I said.
roll a d20. Roll a d20.
I'm mad at nothing. Are you sure?
Because he's kind of just steering it. I mean,
But I'm there to help because I'm the best man.
yelling words of encouragement.
Best man.
Roll a d20.
Second mate.
Wait, so we're all supposed to roll what?
A dexterity saving throw.
I rolled a
Let's see.
5.
A 5. You're holding it steady. It's not helping him though, unfortunately. Kelwise, it's a DC 25 survival. What? Dexterity minus whatever he rolls for survival to steer the boat.
I'm so confused. 25.
Because
17.
A 17.
so 25 minus 17
Okay, and
is
DC 8.
So we just need roll.
Oh,
You guys gotta
Oh,
roll
thank you. I was
Yeah.
like, I don't
DC 8.
understand. What's
what is this? A
No, that's not even with my modifier.
dexterity saving
Do you
throw.
want? Should I add my modifier? Does it
No,
count?
if you pass,
Oh,
it's
okay.
fine.
Great.
You just gotta get over an 8.
So even the crying Rezik inside?
No,
Okay, good.
you're fine.
25.
5. Everyone rolls over an 8.
Yes.
Yes.
More lightning above. Looks straight at you. Now,
Yay!
this isn't a rolling thunder. This is literally a lightning bolt.
Oh God.
Looks at you, and this beam of lightning
Can I
goes.
throw my gun straight up to try to intercept the lightning?
You can.
You're gonna break your gun.
I break it all the time. It's fine.
Break mine.
Well, look, it was mine.
Roll a dexterity saving. Acrobatics? Roll an
Dex
acrobatics.
saving acrobatics.
Acrobatics.
Sleight of hand?
Yeah, maybe sleight of hand.
9. Wait, 7.
A 7. So you throw your gun up into the air, and the lightning bolt just smashes straight into you.
If
I tried.
Can we
Is that how your hair got
assist?
that color?
Yeah, now it's in canon. That's how my hair got this
We
color.
just had the art done.
Second.
Probably not.
You could take a Microsoft Paint.
7.
Steve takes 1100.
If Mod, if you're watching, I'm sorry.
Mod, if you're watching, please do it in Microsoft Paint.
In the most pixelated paintbrush you can find.
You take 27 points of lightning damage. You guys see this lightning bolt just stream down and smash into the
I
deck.
should have held cure
The deck
wounds.
itself splinters and explodes. Oh, you're tied to him.
Wait,
right?
so could you move and like
Roll a
get
dexterity
me out of the
saving
way?
Yeah, if she's
Yeah, if she's tied, she could-
saves it, then
yeah,
he'll
then I'll be
save
Yeah,
it,
but if she
fine.
fails it, she also takes damage.
Would it be half?
I don't know. It depends on what she rolls.
You're like pointing your gun so you're like, this is it, and through it is just hit.
Oh, never mind.
Oh!
It's a 7.
It's a 7!
Hey!
Unfortunately,
Can we
being
get
right
together?
next to him, you also take
If we had the same roll, so is it 50-50?
27 points of damage.
You said
This big beam of
you didn't say
lightning
27,
just
you said
shoots.
20, right?
No, it's
he
27.
Oh,
said
27.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness gracious.
As much as I hate it. it was
And
27.
just after you guys hear this explosion hit the deck, the floorboard singed. The deck itself
I
almost catches
go
fire, even in this rain.
inside.
And then you hear this pink as his gun hits the deck as well. Roll me a dexterity saving throw. And we'll see if the gun goes flying off the deck or not.
Please.
No!
13 was 7, 20.
Oh.
20, okay. And the gun
Wait,
itself,
can I? Oh no, it's
grab-
only 60 feet. The thing's
Grab it.
way
You-
higher in the air
you
than I.
grab it.
Thank
and
you.
The gun itself is now held by your hand.
Thank you.
That thing is
The
higher than
ship
60
continues
feet, right?
down in this spiral. You're about halfway through it. Maybe 2 more good moves into the slipstream of this thing, and you can maybe get out of the range of this lightning. So roll me another survival check. And everyone else, the
With
deck.
how?
Could you?
Roll me a d20. Yeah.
James, it's higher than 60 feet above us, right?
Yes, it's a few hundred feet above you.
Is it okay if I can go inside before we do
It's a
that?
2. Roll me a
distracted.
survival
I
check.
know, just like
I'm just like cheering you on.
Oh,
What's your-
7.
A 7.
Roll
tired.
18 or
DC 18
Is it
dexterity
okay if I
saving
can
throw.
go
Like that.
inside before that happens? Just jump through the door.
better. Oh, that sucks.
What's your HP?
Well, you were throwing the gun up in the air, right? So maybe next turn
Can
you
I
can.
jump through with him and Hatch?
No, you were tying yourself to him. This round.
Why would I do that?
To be
Dexterity
fair, he
saving throw?
threw his gun up there and then got hit. And
Got hit.
So that was on that turn.
Dexterity saving throw?
I didn't
I'm
get.
inside.
That's right. I didn't get.
Oh,
my
you're
mo-
inside.
I didn't get my movement.
What was your? Well, you're tied to her.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Unfortunately.
Just trying to help.
What'd you get for dex
Should
saving
have
throw?
held.
I haven't rolled yet.
Roll it.
I was asking a question.
natural 20.
Okay.
Wait, dex saving throw. You said the DC was 18.
Yes.
I might be okay. Plus 3.
No.
Heyo. That's
Wait,
a 19.
No.
A
I got
19?
Just made it.
I got a 16.
Oh,
Do I need to also roll?
Yeah.
Okay.
My hands
Oh, I can't.
are.
Natural 20.
Nat 20?
14.
A 14. Papa's the only one. You kind of fall to the side, but Steve catches you.
Got you.
That's kind of clutch, actually, that you guys are.
Yeah, it
Huh.
works. It works in our favor. We should all
You're
just probably
thrown
tie ourselves to the boat.
In a direction. You're thrown 1 foot right into Kelwise and then back again. and nothing happens.
Wow, that was.
Wow!
Uneventful.
Don't kill my Sorry.
All right. The stormling above starts to charge up again
No.
and again and
No.
again. Whatever all you guys doing? You're down
I'm
below.
inside trying to
I'm going
spit out
inside.
the poison.
Okay, both of you guys roll a dexterity.
Trust,
Are
we
you
need
going?
some heal. We gotta go inside.
Roll me both acrobatics checks to try and move
Can
in
I?
tandem.
Is
What are
that
you
something
doing?
you think I can reroll?
I can just jump on his back.
That's definitely.
Oh, okay.
I've practiced
Yeah.
that
Hey!
a lot, jumping on
18.
his back.
Okay.
Your
You're steering.
okay.
You're steering.
Acrobatics?
Yeah.
Oh,
12.
12?
Una memento, acrobatics plus 4, 18.
18. So you guys shimmy over to the door tied together.
Yeah.
You open the door,
Yep.
and then you try and... Who goes in first?
Me. Wait, no. You go.
Okay.
Aw.
Okay.
Me? Wait, no.
Trust, you shimmy in first, and you guys start going down the stairs as this thing is rocking, and you guys more fall down the stairs together than you did, but you guys make it down there.
And we're
And out of
just singed.
danger. You taking a shot at the
I'm
Stormling.
probably
Roll
on
me
fire. a little
disadvantage
bit.
attack.
No.
Disadvantage.
You
I rolled
can't.
12.
Wait, that's
12.
true. James?
Lightning,
Stormling.
I feel it is different than
Wait.
It hits.
fire.
Yeah.
Roll damage.
Oh gosh.
Did you shoot it?
Yeah, I did.
So Cornelia,
attack.
on the boat, just pulls out an arrow,
Capture it like a
Lightning.
Pokemon.
shoots right into the sky at this thing, and it
Fire?
Well,
smacks into this Stormling.
Firebenders can bend lightning.
5
There we go.
9
9 damage.
Wait, are you shooting
For
a
the loss
creature?
of Avatar.
at this one.
Lightning
What's it?
starts to
Oh, it's red.
shoot out in all directions, violently and angrily. You guys are holding on to the helm still?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just cheering them on.
What if it is
The Stormling starts to shoot lightning in all different directions, but doesn't hit the boat. One more steer check to see if you can get straight into this.
An 8.
An 8, unfortunately, doesn't help.
3.
A 3.
Are you sure? He should be able to take the 8
That's your
instead.
survival?
Oh, sorry.
Have you not been adding your bonuses with it?
10.
Oh.
No, sorry. That was stealth. 8.
8. Okay. That is a 17. 17 DC. Dexterity saving throw.
These are high DC.
15.
15.
Oh, yes. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Yeah,
You have a +7?
15.
Where'd you get that?
15.
I have +7 to dex save.
Both of you guys.
I'm gonna go buy new dice
Up
tomorrow.
first. 14 feet.
Oh boy.
That way.
Oh no.
5, 10, 14. Roll another dex save. You. Holding onto the helm.
No, these dice.
Oh, you fall down right in place.
All right.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Holding on to the edge of this, you guys start to plummet. The boat itself spinning all of a sudden hits this current. The boat itself unnaturally starts to tip down, and you don't feel like the gravity pulling you up. You're still being pulled, but the boat itself starts to point straight down, and you feel yourselves racing through the sky. And
Guys!
and you see below you this blue sky start to light up.
Huh?
You see nothing but sky below you as the boat races straight down.
the bees.
Straight down,
bees, oh no.
down.
Please!
And then
Oh my god, you guys.
and the boat
Titanic right now.
hits the water below you, and the water comes, and the boat starts to tip up, up, and you come out the other side in this huge jet stream.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
I was thinking the same
And the world
What would you do
above
to save
you,
Windy Jack?
blue skies. You hear the sounds of animals, birds. You see a scattering of hundreds and hundreds of islands all around you. This bright sun in the sky. And then you look, and in this giant archipelago of islands, you look off into the distance, and high in the sky, you see this floating mound of rock and red crystal covered in this mist, slowly emanating. Slowly.
Don't say.
And that's where we're gonna pick up next week.
Dang.
Ooh.
I almost died again.
I love that. Just the next session,
well,
we're
that
just,
doesn't help.
Singed. Just. Wait. Do we get those cool? Have you seen those cool lightning scar bruises that people get?
Yeah, those are sick.
Those are so
Oh,
cool.
yeah, yeah.
What are you doing?
Thank you, everyone. My camera's off.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone, for hanging out. I hope you enjoyed the beginnings of the Crimson Madness campaign, our next arc.
Woo! Awesome.
Congratulations
It's
to
horrible.
our dice winner. We'll be back next week at 7 p.m. Pacific to see just where they ended up and what is going on with this archipelago.
I think we're dead.
I think we're all dead.
I mean, you're not dead yet,
Yeah.
right?
I can dance on that.
Yet.
Yes, yet. Thank you very much, everyone. Please have a wonderful evening. Take care of yourself. Remember to take care of each other. We will see you next time on -1 Charisma. Have a good night. Goodbye. Goodbye. I broke the ship. So bad.
It was the bee.
Bye!
Why should it be?
Have a good week. Crimson.